This is for the ones who were raised on gasoline dreams, for the lug nuts holding tight to the wild red line scenes, for the families, the drivers, the wrench turning crews, for the chrome, the smoke, and the ones who refuse to lose. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, that's who we are. We're a culture, we're a brotherhood, we are only motivated. Build not born, that's the creed written deep in our veins. We turn busted cars into legends and rust into fame. From late night garage grind to race day stadium roars, every scar on the knuckles unlocked 1,000 doors. We don't back down, we don't break, we don't fold. Every ride we build tells a story worth gold. This is for the ones who were raised on gasoline trains, for the lug nuts holding tight to the wild red line scenes, for the families, the drivers, the wrench turning crews, for the chrome, the smoke, and the ones who refuse to lose. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, that's who we are. We're a culture, we're a brotherhood, we are rolling motivated. Here's to the nights when the world said slow down, but the engine said no when we stood our ground. To the ones who grew up rich and when the rest took the easy way, we found our path in the piston noise and we'll ride it every day. Pedal to the metal, this is where we belong. Cars, trucks, monster trucks, loud and strong. Passion, pride, lug nuts, side by side. If you love what you drive, then ride, ride, ride. This is for the legends that started in dusty garages, for the kids who chase dreams through the scars and collages, for the racers who gave everything without fail, and the fans who stand proud when the engines wail. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, this ain't a phase. It's our passion, our culture, and we'll live it to the grave. Pedal to the metal, forever in our veins. So look out, we're only getting louder from here. Nothing built strong was ever built out of fear. The road is wide open and the fire won't slow, because this isn't a hobby, this is the only life we know. Pedal down, heads high, we're not done. Pedal down, heads high, pedal down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pedal to the Metal, the podcast where horsepower meets heart. From the shine of collector cars to the roar of race cars and the thunder of monster trucks, we've got it all. So buckle up your seatbelt, turn on the gas, and grab your favorite brew, 'cause the ride starts now. And now, here's your host, Roller.
Hey, what's going on out there? What's happening? USA, 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 USA. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Come on now. Let's make a little noise. Let me hear you. Let me hear you out there. Hey, hey, hey. Let me hear you. There's my rowdies up front, man. I can count. You guys must have season tickets or something. I don't know. I tell you what. Come on down. All right. Let's just bring it down a little bit. Another packed house. Mezzanine's full. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys tuning in to Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music, man. What is up, Greg Hoffman? How is my brother? Known Greg for a long time, man. Long time, and it's always a pleasure to see him on here. He's another big supporter of the show. Guys, USA Today, take and go, baby. Yeah, I haven't watched the bobsledding, but, man, the hockey was off the chain, man. Overtime, and then they just whipped them. Yeah, I like it, man. I like it a lot, for sure. Well, tonight, guys, we got Josh Baumgartner on from Bigfoot. He'll be on. Wednesday night, we got monster truck extraordinaire, legendary driver, Mr. Alan Pizzo. Been in the business for a long, long time. And then March is really, really starting to fill up, man. On March 1st, we have Lindsay Johnson, wife of BJ Johnson, and just trying to stay out of trouble, as you know how that is. I know, Greg, it is. It's tough, man, for guys like us. But, as long as we got something to do on a Sunday night, this show will keep us out of trouble anyway, I hope. But anyway, Lindsay is the beautiful wife, the second half of the team for BJ Johnson, the bad boy monster trucks. And we're going to be talking to her and her time in the monster truck business, man. She's a crew chief, and this lady was the heart and soul of the Gas Monkey Garage car, man. And she's been around for a while. She knows a monster truck, and she knows what's going on in the monster truck world. And then Wednesday on the 4th, man, I am so pleased to announce that we have Mr. Jeff Cook on. Jeff is the wild man. Hello, Missy. How are you doing tonight? Anyway, Jeff is the wild man of the monster truck industry. He's in charge of the Monster Truck Hall of Fame, and he's drove trucks like let's see, Wildman, and gosh, I mean, there's just so many trucks that this guy's piloted, it's hard to keep track. But we're going to talk to him about his years in the monster truck business. Plus, we're going to find out about the Monster Truck Hall of Fame. It's going to be a great show to get him on, and that was a major booking for us, man. We really look forward to having him on the show. And then Larry Swim's going to be on the 8th of March, and of course, Larry, he's another bad boy of the Bigfoot group, man. Good friend of mine. Did many a show with him, and it's gonna be fun. I was talking to him when we were booking him, and I said, are we ready to do the tribute yet? Hello, Giro. How are you doing, G? G's in the house for Monster X Tour, guys. In the house, my brother from another mother who I don't ever get to see anymore. He's always gone, always doing something, man. It's good to see you in there, G. But anyway, Larry Swim's going to be on the 8th. And anyway, we were talking about, should we do the tribute for Dan Runte? And he said, I'm just not ready, man. And I said, well, I'm glad you said that, because I'm not either. I'm not anywhere. Love you too, bro. Love you too, man. And tell all the family hi and give them all big hugs from Roller, man. But anyway, so we're going to probably do that kind of midsummer, maybe. We're going to do the Dan Runte tribute. But God, it's just like it's still fresh. Every time I start to talk about him, man, I get all teary-eyed and stuff like that. And I'm just not ready. I'm just not, man. And then on the 11th of March, we got 40 years this year in the business. Bobby Holman, Cody Holman, the Team Beast group, man, they're driving with Hot Wheels now, and they're going to be on the show. And this man has been around monster trucks forever, and now he gets to play with the monster trucks in the Hot Wheels tour, and he gets to hang out with his son, and they get to, do shows together and stuff. And that would just be a dream come true. I tried to get my son into the announcing business one year, and he just come to me saying, "Pops, I love you, man, but it's not for me, man." He said, "I'm just not the one built to talk in front of people." And I said, "Well, I understand. I can hook you up if you do a good job." And he's like, "Well, I appreciate it, but I'm gonna have to pass." And so Roller's living legacy ends at Roller, I guess, man. I don't know what else to tell you, unless maybe my granddaughter does something, but I might be way too old to even remember that I'm Roller by then. So, but then after that, of course, we've got some open days. Open dates. We're right in the middle of talking with Mike Welsh. Mike was a longtime monster truck driver, been in the business for such a long time. Now he's moved on to other things and stuff, but he's been in the movies, doing stuff in the movies and stuff, and he was pretty well known for driving a truck called Super Pete, and that was a regular Peterbilt monster truck, and that was back in the day, man. And so we're going to have him on. He's going to get with me this week, and so we're trying to leave 2 open dates in Sunday, 2 open dates in Wednesday for him. When I first called him, I had March completely wide open, but me, I got to start booking and start getting things going. And so I'm going to try to leave these open this week before I start calling anybody else to get them booked. But I want to get March booked and put on the books right away. And then on the 29th, we got J.R. Adams. He's a longtime driver of Bigfoot truck. He's going to be on, and we're going to talk to him about his monster truck career and times on the road doing shows with him. I guess the last show that I did with JR was in Pikeville, and man, that's that's a long time ago, and that's a crazy town, dudes and dudettes. That is a crazy town. My buddy G is on here, and he can testify to that, man. Pikeville is something, man. I had a deputy come up one day, and we were in the pit part, not doing the pit part, but we were in the pits working on the trucks. It was mid-morning, and one of the ushers come up and said, "Hey, there's a gentleman out here that wants to talk to you." I said, "Okay." And so I go out there, and the gentleman introduces, I'm not going to say his last name, but he introduced me as, "Hi, I'm Deputy Chief," and said his name. And he said, "My grandson has trouble with loud noises, but he loves monster trucks. Can you let me bring him in and let him see the trucks?" And I said, "Absolutely, be more than happy to do that for you." So he brings his grandson in, and we gave him carte blanche, man. We took care of the kid. We even hooked him up with a T-shirt and a flag and all that stuff. And when he was getting ready to leave, he goes, "Son, do you have," and I can't do a southern voice, but he said, "Son, do you like some of the finest moonshine in the country?" And I said, "Whoa, this is a setup for sure." I got a police officer asking me if I like moonshine, and I said, "I've really, hello, Debbie, how you doing? My cousin's in here." And I said, "I've never had moonshine." And he says, "I make some of the finest shine this side of Arkansas." And he said, "If you want," he said, "I'll leave you 3 of my best bottles of shine out there." I said, "Well, I can't bring them in the arena, but if you'll just leave them out there on one of the there were some drums out there by the loading dock." I said, "If you'll just leave them out there on the drums, I'll I'll pick them up. And he said, that's what I'll do. So, man, I go out there and there's this brown bag, and it's sitting out there, and I was like, oh, I don't want to pick this thing up because I know they're watching me with binoculars and they're getting ready to swoop in with the SWAT team and take me to the big house for moonshining. And so anyway, I sent one of the guys that we worked with out there, and I said, hey, go out there and grab, there's this paper sack out there. I said, it's supposed to be full of moonshine. Go out and grab it and take it to the hauler. And I said, we'll have some after the show. And he come back and he goes, yeah, there's 3 jars in there. I said, there are jars, right? And he goes, yeah. And so after the show, man, I tried a little bit of it, and it's strong. I mean, moonshine is really strong, but he had some apple pie in there that was just amazing. I mean, I was just like, dang, this stuff could make you blind. It's so good, you know? And so, anyway, needless to say, I had a couple of drinks out of it, and then I told the guy, I said, hey, we're going to be at the next show next weekend. Bring it with. And he said, okay. And I went to the next show that next weekend. I said, is there any more of that shine left? He goes, man, we drank it all. I said, that's all right. I don't really care. But that's my Pikeville story, man. And that's a crazy town, dude. Really crazy town. But they love their monster trucks. I promise you that right now. So anyway, that's what's happening for booking on the shows and stuff. We got some real exciting shows and some good history. You know, next on Wednesday, Alan Pizzo, Predator, Prowler, Monster Truck, that's monster truck history, man. We've got so many people in here that are old school drivers that are still in the business, that's going to be able to. Hello, my brother Creech. How are you, Adam? Good to see you. I did talk to Paul today too, Adam, and we're hooking up tomorrow, and he's helping me out with the guitar. So that's going to be cool. Thank you very much, sir. Anyway, so we got some great monster truck history coming on the show. You guys can't miss these shows, man, because you. Hello, Richie. How are you? Anyway, Richie says he just got off the phone with Alan. Well, that's cool, man. So he's going to be on, dude, and it's going to be great, man. I mean, we're going to find out some stuff. And he said that he owes his career to Bob Chandler. He said he was a young man at the Pontiac Silverdome when he seen Bob Chandler with Bigfoot. So he was born in, Alan was born in 68. Hello, Carter, how are you? That was in 68, so he was probably early 70s when he seen Bob Chandler at the Pontiac Silverdome, and he said he was hooked. He had to do that. But, you know, he's got a great career. Started off like a lot of our drivers did with motocross and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty cool just to hear the stories that these guys got to tell, especially like Bobby Holman and stuff, man. He's worked with so many promoters, and he's been around the business for so long. And the stories are probably just going to be awesome. They really are. So last week we're on the show, and I told everybody that I was in a writer's block, and I just couldn't come up with anything, you know. I said, I just can't think of anything to write. I said, number one, I've been busy. And I said, I haven't had time to focus on anything, and I said, I just don't know what to do. So later on in the show, my cousin Debbie said, you know, you should write a song about Robert Duvall. And I said, oh, I wrote his name down, and I said, okay. I said, I'll try to do something like that. So, man, I spent the next day doing some homework on Robert Duvall and stuff like that, different aspects of his life there. And hello, my brother Texas Rich. How are you, man? Yeah, we're having a great day now that you're on here, brother. Anyway, so I did a lot of studying. This man made so many movies, and, you know, he was in the military, and he was just a great actor, and anything that he did, he became that character, man. Like, he became the man, and so that's what I called the song, and here it is. It's called He Became the Man. It's about Robert Duvall, and this is all got to do with my cousin Debbie giving me the idea. So thank you, Debbie. I hope you like the song, and we'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
San Diego sun, 1931. Raised on rules in a Navy man's code, where duty's never done. Annapolis nights, yes sir, and salutes. A young man standing tall, Harley boots on a gravel road. He heard a calling call. Traded rain for a stage in New York, just a dream in his hand. With Hoffman and Hackman chasing ghosts, just trying to be a man. Courtroom walls and empty plates, yeah, the struggle cut him deep, but a fire burned behind his eyes that never went to sleep. He didn't just play the part, he became the man. From shadows to the spotlight, you could feel it in his hands. From Boo Radley's sides to the Godfather's right hand, every role he ever touched, he became the man. First they saw him stand real still, didn't need a single line, but the world felt something shift that day in 1962's time. Then came power dressed in calm, Tom Hagen in the game, a quiet force beside the storm, respect without the fame. Then the sky lit up in fire, smell of napalm in the dawn, Kilgore riding through the chaos like a war that never's gone. He didn't shout to steal the scene, he just stood his ground. And somewhere in that silence, truth is always found. He didn't just play the part, he became the man. From war-torn skies to family ties, you could feel it in his hands. From consigliere calm to a soldier's command, every role he ever touched, he became a man. Then he rode out west where the wild winds blow, with a cowboy's soul so free. Gus McCrae riding open range like a man we all believe. Dust and otter, heart and steel, stories in his eyes. Every mile of memory, every word of truth that rides. Tender mercies, broken roads, a whiskey-soaked regrets, found redemption in a quiet song the world won't soon forget. He held that gold in '83, but never changed his way, still chasing truth in every role, still working to this day. Not just lights and cameras rolling, not just lines and names, it's the weight of every story and the truth behind the frame. He didn't just play the part, he became a man. From a soldier's road to Hollywood, to the heart of every fan. From the plains to the fight, to the silver screen stand, yeah, every role he ever touched, he became a man. Yeah, he didn't chase the spotlight, played it like he should. He didn't chase the spotlight, oh, and he played it like he should.
Well, there you go, Cousin Debbie. It looks like you liked it. I see lots of star hearts and stuff flying through the air and stuff like that. And Adam Creech, there's another one, dude, that your voice, my God, I would love to hear you guys cover that one too, man. That's really cool. It really is. So, that man, he was really a great actor, and he really did become the man to whatever he played in. I've loved him. Do you love the smell of napalm in the morning, and just all kinds of different sayings that he had, man. It was just awesome, just awesome. So, thanks to my cousin Debbie for giving me that inspiration. And then I was talking to my buddy Boggin Racer, and he's up there in the cold country up in Indiana, man, and he's going through the cold weather depression and all that other stuff, and having to stay inside because it's just too cold to go outside. And I said, dude, I have lost mine. He's a musician and stuff like that, and then he writes his own music. And I said, dude, I have just lost my ability to write or something. I said, I've been so busy, I just haven't been thinking of anything. And I said, man, I need to figure something out. And he goes, Roller, just write with what you have a passion for, man. He said, your songs, they're from the heart. And he said, if you write that kind of stuff, he said, I think you'll be back on track in no time at all. So I thought about it, and things keep. If you guys know me, you know how much I love my country, man. I would physically die for my country. I never did get a chance to go to any kind of military or nothing like that. I could have, but I was busy learning how to work and trying to figure out life, and probably would have been a lot better off if I would have went in the military. But anyway, I just can't imagine all the stuff that these people are going through in the military, and the ICE people and everything, and going out there in the mornings and being threatened, and really what the hell's going on in this country right now. Just different things. We got people that are doing stupid stuff to children, and just kids, man, they're our future. And I just absolutely love children, man, and I love them in a good way, not in a crazy way like some of these sick bastards out there are doing. And man, it's just I always say that I'll never get political, but sometimes I get just on the edge of it. I'll never understand what these people are thinking and why they're letting people come in and do the things that they're doing, and trying to defend them and stuff like that. So I just wrote this song, and it's called What the Hell Is Going On? And this is inspired by Boggin Racer, man, and this is kind of basically how I feel. And I've had some pushback on this song from people I let listen to it. They're like, oh, man. And in fact, I put the lyrics in, and my AI program would not write the lyrics out of one part of the song that I put in there. And I kept telling it, I want that in the song. And it finally just stopped and said verbatim, Roller, I can't write these lyrics. I can't write them. So that just tells you right there that the AI program is created by these people that believe in all the bullshit that's happening out there, And man, I just said, that's fine. Go ahead. I'll just type what I want in there in the things you write. So that'll be fine. That's not a problem. Go ahead and do it. And it said, Roller, you can absolutely do that. You can put in there anything you want. So I did. So let's just see if you guys can figure out what part I added and what part that this AI program would not let me write. So this song here is called What the Hell is Going On? And we'll be right back here from Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
There's always been bad men walking this land, but it didn't feel like this back when I was a kid. You could speak your mind, say what you believe, didn't have to worry about the price you'd receive. Now a man gets judged just for what he might say. Feels like freedom slipping further every day. What the hell is going on? Where did all the right go wrong? We're losing everything we knew and calling it the truth. Lord, help us see what's going wrong. What the hell is going on? Kids on the streets, just shadows and bones, empty eyes staring at their phones, chasing a high just to feel alive. One more hit just to survive. These drugs ain't made to numb the pain, they're made to steal a soul away. What the hell is going on? Where did all the right go wrong? We're watching innocence fade away, more and more each day. Lord, how did it come this far? What the hell is going on? Oh, children are taken, lost in the night, pulled into shadows away from the light. Hearts get broken, young minds confused, lives get shattered, trust abused. Somewhere out there the darkness grows, and too many people just turn and don't know. Kids are being taken, sold as slaves, and people are hurting them in so many other ways, messing up a child's young mind, taken to islands where the rich like to play games that only sick people play. How did it get so wrong? These kids are future. What the hell is going on? How did we let it get this far? Feels like we forgot who we are. We turned our backs, let the light grow dim. Now we need to bring it back to Him right now. It feels like the devil's leading the way. We need Jesus back in our lives today. What the hell is going on? If we don't stand, we're all gone. So love your kids and teach them right. Put that faith back in their lives, or we're gonna lose this fight we're on. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on?
Well, there you go. What the hell is going on? That's what I want to know for sure. You know, man, let's see here. Let's go ahead and do a couple of, let's take advantage here of my buddy Texas Rich here for a second and get his deal out of the way. Guys, you know, car show season's right around the corner. It's going to be here before you know it. and if you're looking to take that display of yours to the next level, you've got to get one of these custom show boards. I'm just telling you right now, they change the way that your display looks. They're bright, they're colorful, the pictures are your pictures, and Rich builds these things with just precision. I mean, this man is very particular on how he builds these metal show boards. These show boards come in the sizes of 11 by 14, 16 by 20, and 20 by 30, and those are the metal prints. Now, if you want a show board, it comes in size 20 by 30 only, and you know, like everybody's in here, you know that you got to have a piece of paper and a pencil when you listen to the show, because I give you some information every once in a while that you need to write down. So if you're wanting to find out pricing, I will never give you the pricing. I'll always leave it up to him. But you call him, and if you're looking for one of these metal show boards, I'm telling you right now, you need to order it right away, because this man is getting busier and busier all the time. And all you have to do is email him at texasrich@c10americamagazine.com. That's texasrich@c10americamagazine.com, and you can get a metal print or a show board. And I'm telling you what, guys, this is the article, issue number 5 in his magazine of my truck. Excuse me, there's a little dust floating around here tonight. Anyway, this tells the story that was in the magazine about my truck. This is the exact layout that was in the magazine, and he only builds this type for us that had our vehicles in the magazine. But guys, he'll build you a metal print or a show board. Hello, Kevin Dickey. How are you, my friend? No matter what it is, it could be a car, it could be a motorcycle, it could be a truck, it could be a monster truck, it could be your boat, it could be your horse, whatever. I mean, he will make a show board, whatever you would like. And you can hang it in your house, you can hang it in your shop, in the stables, wherever, man. And I'm telling you what, these things are amazing. But this here took my display to the next level. People stop and look at my truck right now, because my truck's nothing to look at. I mean, it's just an old 73 C10, and it's patinaed, and you know, it's just a truck, but it's mine, and it's very special to me, and I am very proud of it. And for people to take the time and look at it now and read the story, and then go and look at the truck, it's a difference between night and day for me. So definitely get yourself one. And once again, that's Texas Rich at C10 America Magazine.com. And man, Kevin Dickey put it up there for us. Thank you, Kevin. And man, you can get yourself a really classy, but I'm telling you, he's very busy, so you have to get on the list. You have to get, because if he has 10 orders right now, and you call him and you're number 11, until you get the pictures, the articles that you have to write about it, you're not number 11, and you got to pay for it, of course. But when you do all the criteria that he has you do so he can make the show board, then you fall in the queue. So then you become number 11 or number 12 or whatever. So I suggest that, thank you, Kevin. I am proud of it myself. I really am. You know, some people, they don't understand it, but that's their problem, you know. But anyway, he makes a fantastic product, guys. And these things, they don't warp, they don't bend. Well, they'll bend because they're metal, but you know, they're very durable, and they won't rip. Hello there, Vaughn Long. How are you, my friend? But you know, it's just it's a good idea. So if you've got like I said, a favorite car, favorite truck, favorite motorcycle, boat, favorite horse, it doesn't matter what it is. He'll make one of these show boards for you. So that's Texas Rich at C10AmericaMagazine.com. So make sure you get a hold of him. Also, we'd like to thank our folks at Arch Auto Glass. Art is a great man. His phone number is 720-296-8635. If you're in need of windshield repair or replacement, or side glass, mirrors, whatever, this man will take care of you. And if you mention Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music, he will give you 10% off the installation. And that's big anymore in this world, because the way that prices are, any kind of help is great help. And 10% off, I sign up for all the time. The best thing about him is Art has a mobile service. He can come to your house. He can come to your business. He can meet you in the parking lot at Walmart. If you're going over to Kiddie Playland World, he'll meet you there. Wherever you are, he can come to you and take care of it. And when he leaves, everything's cleaned up, everything's wiped down, and it's a true professional job. So there's no leaks, there's no nothing. If you have a problem, you call him, he'll come right out and he'll fix it. He'll take care of it. So, and he takes all insurances. So that's Arch Auto Glass. His name is Art. 720-296-8635, and mention the show, and he'll give you 10% off on your next installation. All right, so like I said, kind of got my creative juices going back, and I've had this one on the list for a while. If you guys are race car driven fans and stuff like that, I love watching race car movies and stuff, and one of the ones that I really like is Ford versus Ferrari. And it tells a lot about Carroll Shelby, of course, but then it also gives you a history of Ken Miles, who was the driver of the car and the mechanic of the car, engineer of the car, and he really took the GT40 to the next level and made it what it is. So this song here is about Ken Miles, and it's called The Legend. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music.
Man chasing the line, but the legend Ken Miles felt it every time. Grease on his hands, fire in his soul. From England roads to the race day road. Didn't chase fame, didn't need the noise, just stealing speed and mechanical poise. Every turn, every shade, he understood. Turn raw power into something good. He didn't need a crowd to know, just a car and a road to go. Settle, built that machine out of steel and metal. But they said, hold back, don't run too fast, let the others catch, make the moment last. But Shelby said, let that engine breathe, wind it up hard, let them all see. 9,000 RPM tearing through the night. The legend Ken Miles was gone from sight. Way ahead, left them in the dust, man and machine. for a finish shot. 3 cars wide when he earned that spot. They took the win, but not the mile. The truth still rides with the legend Ken Miles. Hear the engines cry, let the horses fly through every turn as the years roll by. Pushing the edge, standing the test, gave it all, gave it his best. No crown, no gold, no compromise, just speed and truth that never dies. And even now, you feel that style. The legend lives. Hey, can you hear my? Yeah, you can hear it roar when the night runs wild. That ghost in the gears, the legend Ken Miles.
There you go, the legend Ken Miles, and he was a legend, man. Just too bad he died the way he did, and a little bit too soon, you know. So I think he had another year, and I think he would have went to Le Mans and maybe took it that year. So, and Kevin Dickey, you're absolutely right, man. You know, Rich does such a great job. His eye for editing photos is totally amazing. You know, he's been doing it a long time, and he does build a fantastic metal print or a metal show board. You are absolutely right, sir. And Kevin, it's about time that we get serious about having you on the show, man. Every time I see that truck of yours, it's just begging for people to hear your story, man. And I definitely want to get you on the show, so we need to definitely talk. So I'm going through a lot of songs this weekend, and I come across a couple of songs that I don't think I have ever played. I don't know. I might have, and maybe you guys can tell me, yeah, I've heard it. But this one here is called My Dad's Old Six String, and I don't think that I've ever let anybody hear it. So we'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music, and we're going to be listening to a song called My Dad's Old Six String. We'll be right back.
When I was young, I remember those nights. My dad with a guitar and soft yellow light. He'd play that old six string, worn and true, singing about love and the hard times too. The songs of good times, songs of pain, every note like a summer rain. I'd sit there quiet, just taking it in, watching his hands dance on those strings. Oh, my dad's old six string still echoes in my mind. Every chord, every line takes me back in time to a living room stage where life felt just right. Yeah, I'd give anything to hear that six string tonight. I could sit there for hours, never a word. Every song he played, I felt and I heard. He'd smile at me, look at Mom, like nothing in this world could go wrong. It was a concert right there at home. Didn't need a crowd, didn't need a throne. Just a man, a guitar, and a heart so strong, turning simple nights into lifelong songs. Oh, my dad's old six string still echoes in my mind. Every chord, a seat before the first chord and the rhythm beat. All night long those songs would ring, voices rising with that old six string. Now that old guitar just sits on its stand, no one to play it, no steady hand. The room's still quiet where the music used to be, but those songs still live inside of me. Oh, my dad's old six string still echoes in my mind, every chord, every line, like a piece of time in a house full of love, under soft porch light. Yeah, I would give anything to hear my daddy play that six string tonight. Yeah, I sure do miss those days. And my daddy's sitting there playing his old six string.
You know, I just don't remember playing that song for you guys. I mean, if you remember hearing it, that's you can tell me, but I just don't remember. It's just amazing how I forgot that song. I really don't. But anyway, I guess we're all human. And here's another song that I found, and I guess the reason why I thought maybe there was just two of them, because this one is called Dust and Diesel, and I have a song out there called Diesel and Iron, and maybe I put the two together and just thought this was one that I hadn't erased, and you know, so anyway, I'm gonna play this one here. This is the first time too. This one's called Dust and Diesel.
Nothing but dust and diesel. You're no angel, no. You ain't no evil. Just like me, just like all the people. They try to sell you as a sinner, try to sell you as a saint, but you ain't, you ain't, you ain't. You got lost in the noise, the shadow of your voice. You got buried in the words, forgotten by the world. But you're out there on the highway, blowing the dust off the world. Is your church, you're preaching every word you ever heard. You know the songs that built the earth, and you can't stop singing, and you won't stop singing, no. They never told you the truth, they never let you be. But now you got a new view and you got a new dream. I can see it in your eyes when you look at me. I know it feels like I'm holding you back. I wish that I could take it back. You got lost in the noise, the shadow of your voice. You got buried in the words, forgotten by the world. But you're out there on the highway, blowing the dust off the world. Is your church, you're preaching every word you ever heard. You know the songs that built the earth, and you can't stop singing, and you won't stop singing, no. dust and diesel. You're no angel, no, you ain't no evil. Just like me, just like all the people.
There you go. Dust and Diesel. Huh. I just never have heard that one. This is a song here that I can just hear my buddy Adam singing. I sent it to him the other day, and I said, dude, because him and his band, they're gonna they want to take one of my songs, and they want to write it and play it, and they want to, I guess they call that a collaboration is what I'm thinking it is. He's on here, maybe he can tell me. But anyway, they want to do one. And this song here, I can just hear his voice. The more you listen to people sing and stuff like that, you hear different things in the songs. It's just like me and my buddy Texas Rich. We'll be playing a song and he'll go, man, I know who could sing that song, and he's right, man. I mean, that one that we played a little bit ago, he was like, that's a Kid Rock song, man. And that one that I played about what the hell is going on, he said that's a Kid Rock song for sure. And I said, well, I have to agree with you. I think he would be awesome to sing that. So anyway, that's where we are. But this one here is called In the Middle of a Good Thing, and I could hear Adam singing this one all day long. So we'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal. You're going to be listening to In the Middle of a Good Thing.
One big circle full of fast cars and girls and beer. Then I met you, got the hell out of there. Settled down in a little house on the outskirts. Thought it was as good as it gets. Now I'm right here. I'm in the middle of a good thing, in the middle of a real good thing, baby. I know what I've got and I don't want to stop. Let's keep it right here, in the middle of a good thing, in the middle of a real good thing. And I don't know what you did, but I want more of it, 'cause I love it here, in the middle of a good thing. Your red dress on the floor, radio playing all our songs. It's like we stepped right off the cover of one of them magazines. Damn, you're pretty, if you know what I mean. I'm right where I wanna be, in the middle of a good thing, in the middle of a real good thing, baby. I know what I've got and I don't want to stop. Let's keep it right here, in the middle of a
you go, man. Hey, we're right in the middle of a good thing right here on Pedal to the Metal. Hey guys, I'll be right back. We got to pay a few bills. The Rise and Grind commercial hasn't been changed yet. They no longer have the coffee trailer, but they have a coffee cart, and I'm going to get that into a new commercial spot for them real soon. But we'll be right back here after you hear from our sponsors. Hey Lugnuts, take a look at our new partner, 6ix9ine Graphics and Design, a small design and marketing company big on personalized service. They work close with you to get your business noticed with graphics that stand out and get attention. 6ix9ine Design focuses on stickers, decals, and graphics for your hot rods, custom projects, or business marketing. 6ix9ine Design also includes logo design, brochures, signs, business cards, banners, custom apparel, vehicle graphics, and much more. Remember, that's 6 and the number 9 graphics and design, or go to 6ix9design.com or find them on Instagram at 6ix9design. Hey Lugnuts, need pick me up to start your day? Then it's time to go to Rise and Grind. At Rise and Grind Coffee in Parker, Colorado, you'll find everything from bold espressos to creamy lattes to refreshing chai teas and smoothies. Whether you love it regular or decaf, we've got the perfect cup waiting for you. Hungry? Grab a hot breakfast burrito and a fresh muffin to go with your drink. And don't forget to check in on our merchandise. Perfect gift for any coffee lover. Planning on an event? Rise and Grind brings coffee to you with our family-equipped portable coffee trailer. Perfect for weddings, meetings, celebrations of any kind. Stop by 475 Singing Hills Road in Parker or give us a call at 480-212-3787. That's 480-212-3787. Rise and Grind Coffee, fueling your day one cup at a time. Well, there you go. Now remember, they don't have the coffee trailer no more. They have a coffee cart, and they're just still great people. It's still really good coffee, and too bad you guys that are listening far away are not able to go and sample some of their coffees and stuff. They really have a good one here. So let's see here. Let's play another song right fast. We're about 10 minutes away from starting the second half of the show, and this here is called Open Mike Gold. We'll be right back on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
A alarm clock ringing before daylight breaks. Coffee burns and a long road waits. Punches a card, keeps his head down straight. Dreams don't clock in, they don't punch out late. Calloused hands, strings by deep. Songs in his bones that won't let him sleep. Every word lived, every line true. Writing tomorrow when the day is through. He ain't chasing smoke or a borrowed name. Just wants his songs to stand their ground. He's paid in miles and sleepless nights, gas and strings and ballroom lights. Sings like the room might change his life, even when it's quiet as a red light. 12 strings ringing, heart laid bare, truth in his voice, nothing spared. If hard work ever turns, it'll be open. My goal. One room walls and a blinking screen, learning the craft in between the scenes. Records it raw, mixes it clean, no shortcuts taking, no in between. Drives past towns that forget his name, sets up quiet, plays the same. Leaves it all on a borrowed stage, lets the music say what it can't say. No crowd too small to give it his best. That's how belief survives the test. He's paid in miles and second chances. Then Mike stands in hard-earned glances. Sings like tomorrow depends on tonight, like one right here couldn't make it right. 12 strings humming, steady and bold, every note honest, bought and sold. If hard work ever turns, it'll be open, my goal. Oh, all it takes is one right here, one true moment, one sincere. A good song don't beg or fold, it waits to be known. He's paid in miles and belief held tight, long roads home and short goodbyes, still showing up when no one calls, still standing tall when the silence falls. 12 strings are ringing through hope and doubt, that's what real work sounds like now. If hard work ever turns, it'll be open, my goal. No shortcuts taken, no lines bent, just songs written the way they're meant.
There you go, a little open mic gold right there, you know. And my buddy Adam, he has a really cool platform. He allows artists to come in to different bars throughout the Parker area and play their songs in front of a live audience, man. And that's kind of what we want to do here on Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music, but we also want to include the guys that do AI music. And I had Adam had a gentleman call me, and I'm just not going to divulge his name right now, and he had to go to Florida to play a gig, and he's like, okay, I'll do your show on Wednesday, and we'll do it live from down here, and then we'll do the second half. I said, whoa, man. First of all, number one, I got to hear your songs. That's the rule of the game. And I said, number two, we can't just book you the next week or the next show. I said, I'm booked out clear through March almost right now. And I said, we can have you back on sometime in the summertime. But I said, you know, that'll be at another time. We'd have to cross those bridges. So he's going to call me back. He sent me a couple of his songs. It's just instrumentation, but kind of really liked it. You know, kind of a mellow groove and stuff like that. And as soon as he could put some words to it, man, I think that would be some really cool stuff. So we look forward to talking to him, and Adam's out there trying all the time to get me guests in here. So if you're an AI creator or you are a musician and you play songs, man, I'd love to hear from you. I really would, and get you on the show and get things going on. So just let me know. Let me know, and we can make that happen here. Let's see here. I was going to play one, and I can't remember what it was. So, I know what it was. I got to play some stuff because, you know, I have been accused to being a big Chevy fan, which that's okay because I am. But I got friends out there that are Ford fans. I got friends out there that are Dodge fans. I got one gentleman that has an international pickup, and he's a good friend of mine, and I haven't made nothing for international pickups. So, you know, you kind of gravitate to what you like, and I just happen to like Chevrolet products. Now, I would take a nice Mustang or a Cobra or something like that, maybe a Gran Torino, you know, with big motor in it and stuff. But anyway, this here is called Mustang Fever. We'll be right back, and then we'll get ready to start the second half of the show.
The streets caught fire. storm begin. Long hood lightning, sword back frame, every stoplight screaming out its name. It wasn't built just to roll, it was made to run. Detroit muscle loaded in a smoking gun. Feel that vibration climbing up your spine. Green light drops, now it's go time. Mustang fever burning in my blood. Hear those horses kicking up the dust and mud. Foot to the floor, let the wild run free. Every mile screaming who I wanna be. Chrome flashing like a midnight dream. Nothing alive feels this extreme. Mustang fever, yeah, it's owning me. Yeah, it's owning me. Fastback slicing through the midnight air. Drop top smoking with the wind torn hair. Four on the floor grabbing gears like a fight. Engines howling just to taste that night. From drag strip launches to canyon bends. Push you too hard, do it all again. Checkered flags are broken rules. Either way you're riding with the rebels and fools. Hands tight shaking on leather wheel. This is more than drive, it's how freedom feels. Mustang fever burning in my blood. Hear those horses kicking up the dust and blood. Foot to the floor, let the wild run free. Every mile screaming who I wanna be. Crow flashing like a midnight dream. Nothing alive feels this extreme. Mustang fever, yeah, it's all that feel the engines under, no place left to hide. Wide lines blur while the world goes wide. Gasoline, heartbeat, red line prayer. Leave you down choking in the rear view mirror. Some are born to follow, some are born to lead. Some of us were built for speed. Some of us were built for Mustang fever. Let it rage and roll. Mustang fever. Mustang. 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 Final return. Still hear those
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pedal to the Metal, the podcast where horsepower meets heart. From the shine of collector cars to the roar of race cars and the thunder of monster trucks, we've got it all. So buckle up your seatbelt, turn on the gas, and grab your favorite brew, 'cause the ride starts now. And now, here's your host, Roller.
Hey, welcome to part 2 of Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music. Thank you guys for sticking out with us in the first half.
Roll.
Man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Second half of Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music. This is where the meat and the potatoes happen right here. Let's calm it down just a little bit down there. Okay, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. There you go. There you go. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking to Josh Baumgartner. Josh is a long-time monster truck driver, been in the business for a long time. Finally got his break driving for Bigfoot. And I really didn't realize the process that you go through to becoming a Bigfoot driver. I mean, there's background checks. They don't want, and this is where I would fail, of course. They don't want any political stuff on your pages, so that automatically takes me out of the running of becoming a Bigfoot driver right there. I love Bigfoot, don't get me wrong. That's my favorite truck, man, okay? And I've never been silent about that. I've always told people that's my truck, man. Everybody's got their truck, everybody's got their car, and Bigfoot is my team, man. And I have a lot of friends from Bigfoot. As you can see, we have a lot of them on the show, and I am proud to be able to have Bigfoot in my life, man. I really am. And they just have a class act. I mean, everybody from Bob Chandler down to the mechanics, whatever, man, are just class act guys, and they demand a certain amount of respect when they come into arena, because their stuff is in good shape, it runs good, it looks good, it sounds good, and it does all the above, man. So hey, I just happen to love the sport, of course, after doing it for over 25 years and hanging out with some great people and meeting some great people. It's just it's been a good life for me, and I really have enjoyed it. And the thing that I like about it the most is now I get to share that part of my life with you guys and let you in on some of the behind the scenes stories and stuff, the good ones, okay, the good stories, and stuff like that, of what we go through on a weekend and stuff like that as a team and stuff, and man, I've got some people that I owe everything to, and number one person that I owe everything to is Stanley Torgerson. Stanley got me into this business a long time ago. I started out, I had a detail shop in Amarillo, Texas, and Stanley brought his ICA, International Classic Auctions, to Amarillo one time, and a buddy of mine, Glenn Larson, said, hey, they need somebody to clean cars. Do you want to go down there and do it? And I said, well, of course. And I'd just gotten out of auction school, and I said, yeah, I'd be more than happy to do. So I take my guys and we go down there and we're cleaning on cars and stuff. And then Glenn comes up to me later on and he goes, hey, they need a ringman for the show or the auction tomorrow. Do you want to ring? And I said yes, and that started it, man. And I worked for about a year for Stanley before I found out that he had a motorsports division, and I found out it was monster trucks. And I talked to him, and everybody called him Doc. And I said, Doc, what's going on with this motorsports stuff? I said, monster trucks? And he goes, yeah. He said, and he told me, his whole story, man. And I said, dude, I want in if I can get in. And he goes, well, he says, yeah, we can get you in there. What can you do? And I said, well, I can run some equipment and stuff like that. And I think with the right teachings and stuff, I can build a track and stuff like that. So I went to work for him just as track builder and stuff like that. And he come up to me one day and he said, hey, we need an announcer in Colorado Springs. I said, oh, no, I don't want to be an announcer. Sorry, I'm not interested in that. I said, I can't do it, Well, number one, I thought you had to go with the show and be on the road all the time, and I was married with a family, and I just couldn't do it. And he goes, no. He said, you come in on Thursday and you leave on Sunday morning, he said, and he said, but I need an announcer for Colorado Springs. And I said, I still don't think I want to do it. And he goes, well, no, you don't understand. He said, you're going to be my announcer in Colorado Springs. I said, well, what about Mitch? Because Mitch was a great announcer, still probably is to this day. And I said, what about Mitch? He goes, well, Mitch is going to be doing some other things, and he's going to be leaving us, and we want you to take over his spot, and he's going to teach you. And I was like, okay. So Colorado Springs was the first show that I did, and it was kind of a scary deal, but we got through it, and then the second show was a lot better, and the rest is history, man. I mean, and then I got to work with Danny, and Danny and I worked together for a lot of years, man. We chased the dream, especially when he was beginning to build Monster X Tour. And then G come on board, and Woody Z was on board, and we were just kicking some butt, man. We were bringing, to quote Stanley, monster truck spectaculars to people all over. And man, we were having a good time. We were doing shows right and left, and then all of a sudden Danny got real big, and there became a West Coast and an East Coast, and Jason Ellen's come about, Sean Hearn came about, and all kinds of people, man, that are still with them today. That are just awesome in the business and what they do. I'll tell you what, Jason is an extraordinary great announcer. I mean, he's just great. And you got Sean Hearn, who's a great track coordinator. Z, my buddy Woody, he's extraordinarily great at building tracks. And then Taylor was on the show, man, and Taylor kicks ass too, man. So, and not only that, but Taylor's a great announcer. He's one of the guys that can come in, and he is the whole package. He can build a track, he can coordinate, he can announce, he can do all that, and man, it really works good for him, and his style is amazing. I haven't seen him in a while in here. I'm going to have to put a call out to him and ask him what the hell. Maybe we offended him by picking on him too much, but it was all in good fun. He was always saying it was Taylor's fault. But anyway, and Monster X Tour is just growing stronger and stronger all the time, guys. They're still just making it happen. And Danny's boys, I knew them from when they were just little guys, and they're out racing. They're out racing sprint cars and all kinds of stuff right now, man. And they're kicking ass. And Austin, he is getting ready to take over the business someday. And Ashton was born to drive, man. Ashton is kicking ass in the driving and stuff. And I remember Taya, she was this little sweet girl, and now she has her baby, and then I got to meet G's kids, man, and get to know them. And dude, it's just like a family. That's my second family, man. And I absolutely love those people to death. I would walk through burning hell for them, man. And it was a tough decision to give up the motorsports career, because we were really doing good and everything was really going great, but I had to spend time with my dad before he passed, and he wasn't doing good, and thank God I did, and thank God that Tony and Danny allow me to still do a show that is close to my house in Colorado Springs, and I want to be a part of that show for as long as I can. But I get to go play with the monster trucks, and I get to work with Sean. Jason, he comes every once in a while just so he can visit Sean, because they had a dive shop business down in Florida, and that's where Sean's from, and they were good friends and a great team. Hello, Sam Ditto, how are you, buddy? And it just goes on and on and Sean lives up here in Colorado Springs now, and so we get to work together and get to hang out and see each other once a year. And I would probably do more if they needed me. If they called up and I had a free weekend and they said, hey, Roller, we need an announcer, I would probably go do a show for them. I really don't want to do a very far East Coast show, because the flying in and out of the East Coast is treacherous, man. It's tough this time of year with all the big snows and stuff, and I'm not, hello, Josh. Okay, buddy, we'll be calling you here in just a second, Josh. But, I just really, really love being in the motorsports. I can say that I love the auctioneering. So I've had 2 jobs in my life that were just a pleasure to go do all the time. And, I just, smoking a wild pig. Whoa, there you go, Sam Ditto. But anyway, let's go ahead and Josh said he's ready. So I got the phone all fired up here. Let's give him a call. And we'll, I gotta wait for this to move, okay? Can tell you if it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
How's it going?
What's up, big guy?
Not much. How about you?
You know, dude, we're just like the first part of the show, just playing some music and hanging out and talking and kind of filling in people on what's going to happen tonight and what, we've got some really strong interviews coming up, starting with you, and then we go to Bobby Holman, and we got Lindsey Johnson in the house, and I just Alan Pizzo, and man, it's just, there are some great interviews coming up, and I really appreciate you taking the time, Josh, and working with me and coming on the show, man. I really do.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure to work with you over the years.
We have, and we haven't done a lot of shows together. I think the first time that we probably worked together was up in Cheyenne, Wyoming, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm actually working right next door to that facility.
Oh, are you really? Right now, huh?
Meta, or Facebook, is building an AI data center just behind it.
Uh-huh.
So I drive by the racetrack every day.
Wow. So, is it going to be an indoor arena where you can do shows and stuff out of then?
No, this data center is just for AI.
Oh, okay.
For artificial intelligence.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to be on their scope, man. They're going to have to watch me.
That's right.
Yeah. Who's this guy creating all these songs and stuff like that, But no, dude, I guess we can just get started, growing up as a kid and stuff. You told me that you had followed, with your grandpa and your dad, and they were in the mechanics business. Why don't you start from there, and then we'll just kind of work our way for driving today with Bigfoot.
Yeah. So, my father, ever since I was 5 years old, had taken me to every monster truck show that was in Minnesota, and up until the year that he passed away in 2020, we never missed.
Uh-huh.
So whether it was at the Target Center, that's where the first USHRA had the monster trucks and the mud bogs. I've got pictures with Tom Mentz and Shake Me from way back in the day, all the way up to the last show and the first show. So the last show in the Metrodome, they did basically a mini World Finals before they tore that building down. And then the first show they came back to US Bank was just an incredible experience. And unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that I would be purchasing a truck that was at the show that time,
uh-huh.
which was Mechanical Mischief.
Uh-huh.
So, going through, I've always had a love for monster trucks with Dad and my grandfather bringing me to these shows, pretty much my entire life. And when I got into high school and got my driver's license, I got into truck pulling. So I had a diesel pickup. I did some modifications, and that's how I kind of got the itch for working on engines, working on trucks. And my grandfather and my dad worked construction their entire lives. So I grew up around big equipment. Every summer, every weekend, we were always working on something.
Uh-huh.
So getting my hands dirty, working on equipment, it was just second nature. Then when I got into modifying, my pickup, and I ended up buying 2 gas-powered, modified four-wheel drive pulling trucks. I did that for 3 years. It was just, it got into my blood. I loved it. Working on engines, making more power, being extremely competitive. I actually got outlawed from the improved stock class for diesel because I would go and win improved stock, and then you were allowed 2 class jumps back then. So then I would go into what they called street mod and then full mod. And I could win improve mod because I fit the rules at the time. Then go into street mod and I'd place, top 3. Then I'd go into full-blown mod and I'd be top 5.
Wow.
And then they banned me from the improved mod or improved stock class. So then it was a totally different set of rules. So you're constantly changing the truck and making more modifications. It was just, my father always said in pulling, if you're not bending the rules, you're not winning.
This is true. So it's about the truth in anything, though, right?
Yeah, and that it goes the same with the monster trucks today. We have a set of rules, and if you're not pushing those rules and trying to, improve your skills,
right,
you're a memory and not a, what was the old saying? It's gonna drive me crazy because I can't think of it at the top of my head. But heroes are always remembered, but legends never die.
Yeah, well, that's the truth, man. That is a true statement right there.
Yeah, so it's just like being heroic once. Yeah, it's a great memory, but when you're a legend, like Dennis Anderson, like Tom Mintz, like Bob Chandler, like Dan Runte, you look at all these guys that literally killed themselves for years and years and years.
Right.
To build their name and build their reputation. I just hope one day I get to at least try to leave a legacy. And to be honored with Bigfoot now, it's just an incredible experience.
That Bigfoot has always been my favorite truck, of course, and I've never held back from telling even at the shows, people are like, you're partial to Bigfoot. And I'm like, well, I like Bigfoot a lot better, but I called the races the way that they were, and I kept it fair. But yeah, I was always out there cheering for Bigfoot, man. And just Bigfoot is just, it's just, I don't know how to say it, man, but it's just, you've made it if you get to drive a Bigfoot truck. That your hard work and all the stuff you've done in your life to get you to where you are now is paid off, because now you're in one of the ultimate monster trucks, man. I don't know much about the Feld trucks in any way, shape, or form, so I don't know. I understand that they're very good trucks and stuff like that, but you're going to have to really show me how much better you are when you start comparing Bigfoot to trucks, man, because I think the Bigfoot truck is the prettiest truck and the most well-built truck out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would definitely agree. You look at what Bob Chandler created and push the limits.
Yeah.
It's just like, I was saying in pulling. You're not bending the rules, you're not winning. He is the epitome of that in monster trucks. What was it, Bigfoot 8 that got banned from competition?
Yeah.
And that was a pure testament to his ingenuity and pushing the limits of, I want safer, I want faster, and I want better.
Go ahead.
No, and it just shows in what he did. It shows in what he accomplished.
It's the truth, man, because, I was lucky enough to be at some of the MTRA banquets and sit in on some of the meetings and stuff like that. And the Bigfoot guys and the Hall brothers always had some really good ideas and different things like that, man. It was just because they were some of the top leaders at the time in the business, man, and I don't know. Bob Chandler always had ideas, and I paid a close attention to what he had to say, and then Dan and them would chime in and stuff. But yeah, I think you've worked your ass off to get where you are, and now you're still working your ass off, but it's a lot funner because of the blue oval, man.
Oh yeah, and it's been, when I got into this industry back in 2016, I actually was at a show in Las Vegas called Con Expo. It's actually coming up this first weekend in March this year. And the company I was working for, which was Custom Products, we had a booth at the show, and about 3 or 4 booths down was BKT Tire, and they had Gravedigger on display, and Adam Anderson was there with his truck. So every break that I got, I'd go over and talk to Adam. And come to find out, we're the exact same age. Our kids are the exact same age. And we had a lot of stuff in common. We got to talking. We went out to dinner one night. It was just an incredible conversation with someone that I always put up, with someone that was just a superstar.
Right.
I never thought I'd be able to have just a full-blown conversation with him at any time.
Right.
And it was incredible because he really gave me the 2 biggest things that have led in my belief to my success. And I flat out asked him at the end of that show, I said, I want to be a monster truck driver. I want to drive for Feld. And he looked at me dead in the face and said, you'll never be a driver for Feld. You'll never do what you want to do for Feld and Monster Jam. And I got offended at first until he explained it. And when he explained it, I understood what he was saying, but I still told him, I said, if I'm not going to be able to work for Feld and drive and do what I want, how do I get into this?
Right.
He goes, he told me, you need to buy a truck or build a truck. And whatever show you start, you have to finish.
Right.
You start and finish every show, whatever it takes. And it's always about the fans. Because if they remember you and you have that interaction, they will follow you, they will support you. And to this day, that's the way I operate.
Right.
I carry, enough parts in my truck to almost build 2. And it's proven to be a recipe that works extremely well. I'm usually loaning parts to other teams, which I'm grateful to do because I'd want that help and support if I didn't have something. And on top of that, I'm there early. I set up. I'll sign autographs until they, drag me away. And I'll sign autographs at the end of the show until they drag me away. Well, so it's been an awesome experience.
You even proved that when we acquired you this year at the Denver Auto Auction, man, Mannheim, Denver. I called the day before and I said, on Tuesday, I said, is he there yet? Because I didn't know who they were going to send. I didn't know who Tony had gotten handled with or anything. And they said, yeah, he's here. I said, has he got the truck set up? Is the truck clean? I was just so worried that the truck was just coming back from some show and it was going to be muddy. And then when they told me it was you, I was like, what am I worried about, man? The truck's going to be good. It's going to be set up. It's going to be ready to go. That Wednesday morning when I got there, that's the first thing I did. I went out and looked down the parking lot, and there it was. And then I turned around, and there you were. You were just ready, man. And I mean, I'm just like, that's my buddy Josh, man. He's definitely committed to the sport and making sure that everything goes good and flows good, and he gives the people a bang for their buck, and you did. They still talk about you today, and I'm not too sure that they might not want to do it again next year. I'm going to do everything in my power to try to get them to do it again next year. So
I'd love to do that, and I may have a surprise.
Oh, that's
if Bob Trent, and I get things done. I think we could do a major surprise out of the Bigfoot stable for that auction.
Yeah, well, that'd be awesome, man. That would be really cool. And I'll make sure, I'll just tell them, hey, I don't know what it is. You can't tell me, but, it's something pretty cool. Our buddy Taylor's on here, and it's good to see you back, Taylor. I mean, my goodness, I understand you've been busy. And Redmond, what a cool place to do a show, man. That's a big floor, baby. And that's, I'm just glad that you're back in the building with us. We thought maybe you got mad at us because we were, picking on you too much and stuff like that. But I told him, he don't have no feelings, man. He's okay.
Taylor's awesome. I talk to him quite often. I've done quite a few shows with him. He's one of the floor directors that, you know what he expects, and if you take care of it, it's going to be an awesome show.
Oh, guaranteed, man, guaranteed. And he come in here earlier, and he doesn't think that I've seen this, and I kind of don't really know if I'm just going to ask it. I've always been like Ron Burgundy. I'll read whatever you put in front of me, He said, Josh Baumgartner, you dropped your pocket wiener. So I don't know what that means, and we'll probably just leave it at that. But if between Taylor and you, it's got to be funny. It's got to be a story that we got to listen to off the air, maybe.
Yep, that's for sure.
So let's go back just a little bit. I mean, we jumped into Bigfoot, and there's nothing wrong because I sit here and talk Bigfoot all day long with you. But let's go back to 2016 when you got with Jim Burns and bought Mechanical Mischief.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of an interesting deal because Adam Anderson actually sent me the listing on Racing Junk for Jim's truck. And Adam said if I was going to buy a truck, this would be the one that I would get. Because Adam actually ran with Jim on a couple of the different series through Monster Jam. And so I called Jim, we talked, 2-3 days, agreed on a price, and I drove down there the next weekend and handed him a check. And it was, something that at the time that truck had been listed for over a year. Wow. So there was a lot of people looking at it. And at the time I didn't know, it was basically at that time, there was over 11 monster trucks for sale.
Damn.
And I've never seen that many trucks for sale ever since then. So here, Kevin King had one of his trucks for sale. Jim Burns had his for sale. Full Bore was for sale. Shell Camino was for sale. Those are the ones that I remember. The Amsoil Shock Therapy, Wild Hair was for sale. There was a ton of trucks of people that had either been in Monster Jam or been on the, full-blown circuit. And there was a lot of people just kind of tired of monster trucks. They'd been running it, for, X number of years. Jim Burns was that way. He started building that truck in 99. I believe it debuted in 2006 or 2007. And so, at the time when I bought it, we're looking at 10 plus years of running, the truck, and there was at least 8 or 9 of those in Monster Jam. So he ran full schedules, and they had made toys of that truck through Hot Wheels. He had been a very well-known name.
Right.
And when I went and got it, I literally handed Jim a check, and he goes, well, that takes care of those guys. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, there's some guys from Sweden that we're going to fly over tomorrow. And so I literally by the skin of my teeth, was able to buy it and pick it up and bring it home.
Dude, she was meant to be yours, man. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, and it's been an incredible truck. Jim comes to the shows whenever he's close. He's offered to drive anytime I needed an extra driver. We've upgraded the truck over the last 8-9 years that I've been running it. I've had a few other people drive it when I needed 2 trucks at a show. And it's just always been a reliable piece.
And you still have it to this day, right?
Absolutely. I still have it at the shop. It's got a Dodge body on it now. And I've already got shows booked for it for this year.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome, man. And I'm sure Jim is glad to see that the truck went to a good home and that you're still carrying on the name and stuff like that. That's got to make him feel real good too.
Absolutely. We've got a couple new wrap designs for this year. We've got a throwback to the design that Jim wasn't able to put on for Monster Jam, so it'll be a nice throwback to him. The guy that created the wrap would not release it for the toys.
Why is that?
I don't know exactly the full story, but from what bits and pieces that I got, Jim had this wrap done, and it's my favorite wrap out of all of them that he did. And it was old school. The base was diamond plate, and then all the graphics were floating above the diamond plate. And
right.
It was just a neat design. And the guy that designed it, that Jim paid to have it done and put on his truck, asked for an exorbitant amount of money to release it to be put on the toys.
Because he knew that there was going to be profit to be made, and he wanted in on the product.
Exactly.
That's exactly.
So,
he got greedy.
That's right. So Jim, that scheme was only in Monster Jam for, I believe, 8 months.
Wow.
And then Jim went to a different designer, had a whole new wrap done, and they immediately released it to Hot Wheels, and that's the wrap that is on all the old Hot Wheels. It was because the other guy didn't want, was, like you said, greedy.
Are you still able to purchase that truck? Do you see those toys around anymore?
Yeah, so I actually buy every one that comes up on eBay. And then I usually give 1 or 2 away at every show when I'm running Mechanical Mischief to the kids.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a favor, and I'm gonna buy it from you. But I got a big collection of old monster trucks. I want you to save one of those for me. Tell me how much it is, and I want you to send it to me because I gotta have one, man. I gotta have an old Mechanical Mischief one.
I'll do you one better.
What's that?
There's 7 different trucks that Hot Wheels made. I have a full collection of all 7.
Okay.
So I will do that for you. I'll put a full collection from the very first one to the very last.
Awesome, because we collect Hot Wheels.
I'll put that together for you.
Me and my son collect Hot Wheels, and I've got tubs full of them. So you just tell me what those cost, and they're mine, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Take care of it.
Great. So now your son, it's Mason, right?
Yes.
Has he driven Mechanical Mischief?
Funny you should bring that up, because Taylor will laugh when he hears this.
Okay.
So we were at a show in North Dakota. And Taylor was running the show. It was a Tuesday show. And I brought both of my trucks and my son with, and I was going to drive both. And we had to, we were there a couple days early, getting the trucks done. My son was helping me nut and bolt everything, get everything ready. And Taylor's like, what are we going to do for intros? We only have one guy. Like, I can't have a truck sit on the end. And he's like, well, put your son in there. Let's have him drive in the parking lot. Let him show me that he knows how to run the machine, and have him do intros. So that whole day, I went through with my son, showed him, how to turn it on, how to shut it off properly. We tested RAI. Taylor ran the RAI both times we're out running. Mason would go out and do figure eights. Taylor would tell him where to go, and he would do it. And he parks it, and Taylor looks at me and goes, if he's got safety equipment, I'd let him run it as well. And so it was just an incredible moment for me because I never thought about that. And he jumped in that truck and ran intros and never missed a lick. Like he was weaving between the cars and parked it and drove it out, parked it for, setting up to run the show. And
right.
I went back and forth between both trucks and ran them out there.
Uh-huh.
But now we're doing that same show this year.
Uh-huh.
And this year I have all the safety equipment for Mason. So that'll be his first show driving.
How cool is that?
I hope Taylor is still there again.
Yeah.
Because he was the one that made that happen.
Well, as a coordinator, as an announcer, we get comfortable with a certain show, and we like going back and stuff. So I'm sure if Taylor was comfortable doing that show, not just because of you, but just being comfortable with the way that everything went and how he got along with everybody at the show and stuff, I would imagine that he'll probably be there. But just to be able to see your son progress into his first show, man, that has got to be a monster truck dad's dream.
Yeah, it truly is. And for him to literally have never moved the truck, he's fired it up in the shop,
right?
But he's never put it in drive, never put it in reverse, nothing like that. But then literally to have 2 hours of training between me and Taylor feels so comfortable, like he can drive. I don't have any worries.
Awesome.
Like that was the world to me.
And that means a lot because Taylor's been around the business for a long time. And if he didn't think it was safe, that kid never would have gotten in that truck, man. I mean, just the way it was. That's the way T runs the floor, man. And that's one of the reasons why I like working with him, because I don't ever have to worry about watching the floor, because there's a professional down there doing it. It was the same way with Z when I worked with Woody or Sean. I didn't ever have to worry about it, man. That's one thing that I can say, that Monster X, they have some good quality people working for them. They really care about the business. The ones they're not there very long. They're gone. They're history. The ones that are full of themselves. So, but let's go ahead and then let's see here. Then you started right after those times. You started working for Triple B, correct?
Yeah. So in 2022, I had a regular, day job,
right,
from when I bought Mechanical Mischief up until 2022, and I got, offered a position by James Trantina to manage the shop and to take what he was building and keep it going. And it was an incredible opportunity. James and I didn't see eye to eye on a few things over the years that I worked with him. I can truly say, after being away from it right now, I understand a lot more of where he was coming from.
Right.
And, it's just one of those things. I pray that we can get back to, some form of communication, because he truly gave me an opportunity that only he could have.
Right.
I think he's unfortunately incredibly misunderstood at times, but I don't regret any of the time that I had working for him.
Right.
But yeah, we had a team of 8 trucks. I was kind of the ninth third wheel that would jump in and do shows every now and then. And when I had my own stuff, I would go and do that. And, I learned a lot. Having a bunch of trucks that were all a little bit different is extremely tough to manage. Every one of those trucks that James purchased was, not identical in any way.
Uh-huh.
There were certain parts, obviously, that were interchangeable, but every truck had its own personality. Every truck had its own parts list. Every truck had its own quirks. And working through that truly granted me a lot of knowledge that the guys at Triple B still today call me and ask questions.
Wow.
So it's been now that Danny Torgerson with Monster X bought everything from James.
Right.
Still to this day, I talk to Danny, at least every week, if not twice a week.
Uh-huh.
And, I help him, with either parts or suggestions. I know the guys on the road call me quite often, and we'll do shock setups, and hey, I've got this problem. What should I check for? Just because I was hands-on with those trucks for so long.
Right. So, working with Triple B, you already drive an iconic truck with mechanical mischief, okay? We understand that there's history in that truck. But then you come to Triple B, and there sits USA 1, barefoot. What does it feel like to get into, I guess you really have to call it the history of monster trucks and represent that history? What does it put a pressure on you as a driver to represent those people that created those trucks?
It does. James was extremely passionate, especially about the USA 1 truck and
Guaranteed.
that name.
Yeah.
And, when I started with Triple B, I was the second employee. Mike, Roland? Oh, God, I'm getting a brain fart today. But Mike was the very first employee.
Uh-huh.
And he actually took the first truck that James bought and stripped it down to nothing. It was literally a bare chassis when I walked in.
Uh-huh.
And I took that chassis, took it out to a buddy of mine. We had it sandblasted. We had it powder coated, brought it back, and we
Mike Rollins?
Mike Rollins. There we go.
Taylor said Rollins, yeah.
Yep. Mike Rollins. And Mike was incredible. Still best friend to this day. We send memes back and forth to each other and just laugh.
Right.
But Mike was incredible. Just an awesome. He was a crew chief for Zombie forever. And it just, he had incredible knowledge of the truck.
Right.
And just monster trucks in general. So we stripped that truck all the way down to the bare metal on the chassis and built it up. And I actually got to haul it in my truck to the very first show it ever ran.
Oh, wow.
And that was in Bossier City, Louisiana.
Bossier City.
And that's where we unveiled. That was a Monster X show at that time. Now it's under a different promoter. But I actually got to haul that truck and help set it up. And, we had a few issues with it. But, it performed. It did well. We corrected, any of the issues that came up. And then, Rodney Tweedy took that truck for many years and just ran it.
Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to meet Fred or Everett?
Yes. So Everett came by the shop, multiple times.
How cool is that?
It was extremely cool because everything out of his shop was in there the day I started. He had to move everything out of his shop. Where the heck was it? And, it's going to be one of them days. But he was closer to the cities.
Uh-huh.
And he had sold the property, and James helped him move everything out of that property, and we put it into the shop.
Uh-huh.
So we were organizing and going through everything, and it was basically a time capsule. The stuff that he had saved, I mean, we could have been there for 4 weeks straight and still not even gotten a tenth of the way through it.
Oh, man.
It was just really cool, the models and the kits and paperwork and stuff that he approved for different, like Kyosho and the RC monster trucks. He had to approve all of that stuff before it went into production. So all the paperwork for that and the correspondence back and forth. He was so particular on the color of white and the way the flag waved behind USA One, like that. He was just so meticulous behind a lot of those details.
Right.
And to some of those details, I think he got a little carried away. But it just shows the passion he had for keeping that name alive.
Guaranteed. So, like you're sitting there saying that he had all these paperwork and stuff that he approved, all the toys and different things. What happened to that stuff? I mean, where is that?
It's still sitting at the shop.
Oh, so and he still has it and all that then.
Yeah, so Danny Torgerson owns it now.
Oh man.
And it's still in the office at the Triple B shop.
What a legacy. I mean, that is, like you said, that's a time capsule, man. I mean, just, do you realize that, and I know you do, but you met two of the biggest rivals there was, Bob Chandler and Everett Jasmer, man. You guys, that's pure monster truck history right there.
It is.
Gives you the chills thinking of that. I mean, the hair on my arms is standing up just thinking that number one, you get to call these guys friends and you know them and you got to meet them and you're driving trucks that they both drove.
Yeah. And what's crazy is you get deeper into that history. We actually booked a show. I can't remember the exact date. I believe it was in 2023. That Rodney drove USA One. And there was an actual Bigfoot at the show. And I still remember the phone calls because it got a little heated during, they were setting up for it. Here is Rodney, who is a former Bigfoot driver who's now in USA One, driving against one of his old buddies at a show. And needless to say, Rodney swept the show. And that truck came back in some pieces and some broken parts, but he definitely made a statement.
Right.
And it just like those kind of memories and things. I hope that someday we can do it again. Now that, that I've got Bigfoot, I would love to work with Danny and have a USA One truck there and, do something special.
Right. And in a big arena, a big outdoor arena where you could throttle both of them. Like Amarillo. Wasn't Amarillo a cool building?
I love Amarillo and I love Denver.
Yeah.
Both for kicker. Like that would be iconic for both of them.
Yeah.
If we could do that, especially the Denver, I had a pretty crazy crash there in 2024. And I still think, if I remember right, the videos from that weekend are about 15 million views. So, I mean, it'd be fun to go there and at least try to put on, no matter who's in USA One, I know I am going to be as competitive as I can.
Of course.
And everybody wins, especially when you have those kind of iconic names at a show.
Especially since it's the old body style trucks. That's what's cool. I mean, the trophy body trucks were great. Don't get me wrong. I loved them and stuff like that. But to bring back the original truck and that body style and then running that original body style that Everett had, what an iconic show that would be. You just wonder how many people sit in that audience would wonder the history that would be right there. And what would really be cool is if Danny could get that National Western Stock Show arena back, where Stanley and all of us did 4 shows in a weekend. We did a Friday night, 2 Saturdays, and then we did a Sunday show, and make that happen, man. That would just, oh my God, that would be awesome. It would be so cool. It really would.
Yeah, I'm hoping, that Bob Trent and Bob Chandler and the whole Bigfoot team have been extremely receptive. They, they're extremely awesome to work with. And, now this year doing more shows with them, I'm hoping that we can definitely make something work.
Yeah,
and,
guaranteed.
And get a lot of the, the legacy stuff is great. I grew up with it, and, unfortunately the generations, especially now being in a Bigfoot truck for 2 years going on number 3, the stories that people come up and tell me and the pictures they show me on their phone, here was me at 8 years old with a Bigfoot truck back in the 90s, and here now they're bringing their kids and their grandkids, to keep that going. I do everything I can to let their kids have the same experience.
Yeah, that's the truth. Hello, Scott Goodhue. How you doing, my friend? When we did one of the shows there with Stanley at the National Western, my niece came out to the show, and Dan just took a liking to her, and she got to ride out in the truck on intros with him in the truck.
Oh, cool.
And, sad to say, because of stupid politics and stuff, we don't talk no more. But I just wonder how that girl, I wonder if she still understands what royalty she actually was with in that Bigfoot truck. I don't think she does. I don't think she thinks of it at all, because number one, that was the only time she was around it, was when I had a show local, they'd come. But man, just to ride in Bigfoot, number one, and then to ride with Dan Runte, come on. Yeah. I mean, that's amazing and stuff. So let's see here. You went through an amazing. But before we go there, is there anything else you want to talk about your Triple B day? Let's talk for a minute about the Lone Wolf and the Boss Gator. I mean, those are 3D body trucks, completely different from anything that you were probably used to driving. What was it like to pilot one of those trucks?
Every truck that I've ever been in is like a completely different person. They have their own attitude, they have their own quirks, that you just got to kind of get used to it. Every truck that I've jumped in and drove has been completely different from the rest.
Right.
It really comes down to, I've had a few people tell me this, different drivers. You look at like Mikey Vaughters Jr. He told me something that I'll never forget. He goes, when you change trucks, it's like putting on a brand new pair of shoes. And I go, what do you mean? I go, it's rough at first until you get them wore in and you get comfortable.
Yeah.
And he always talked about his truck. He goes, this truck is the most wore out pair of shoes, but it still feels wonderful when he puts it on, Yeah. And it's just like, he's absolutely right. I never thought of it that way, but it's the truth. Jumping into any truck, it's going to be like putting on a brand new pair of shoes. It's going to be stiff. There's going to be sharp points. There's going to be tight areas. And then once you get, used to it and figure out how it works with your driving style, it's like, hang on for the ride. Let's go.
There you go. And you even drove Carolina Crusher too, right?
I've been through all of the trucks. Some of them have been just for one element. Some of them been for full shows. So I've been through quite a few. The Darren Miguse trucks, which were the Patrick chassis. Yeah. We did a lot of welding on those back in the day. I know when Casey Chromschroeder and Cameron Tweedy went through those, we had a bad rollover in Carolina Crusher Red. I think it was right into year 2, and we put probably 50 or 60 feet of tubing in both of those chassis.
Wow.
Just to, fix, repair, and then also brace and make them safer.
Sure.
like I said, every truck is different, has its own, quirks and different things that you have to work through. But once it gets, happy, it's fun to watch these trucks run.
Sure, guaranteed. Well, I'll tell you what, before we get into starting with the Bigfoot talk, I want to go ahead and, of course, as you guys know, every driver that's on, including, hello, Steve Curcio, let's see, have you done a very good job in such a short period of time? Love the Jets. That's from Steve Curcio.
Steve, yeah, Steve's awesome. He loves that I've got 4 jet cars.
Yeah, and that's another thing, too, I got to talk about. But, let's go ahead, like I tell everybody, I build a song for all of my drivers. I build them for anybody that's in the monster truck business. Taylor has his own song. I started, Jim Kramer has his. Everything I did, Darren and Rebecca Schnell last week, they got their own song. Well, now Josh is here, and he's got his own song. So what I do is I call and I talk to the drivers, and I get some history from them. And then I tell them, hey, I'll talk to you in a couple days. I'm going to send you some rough drafts. I want you to listen to them. I will not play them or make them aware of that they're being built until the driver approves them, and then you tell me which one you want. So the only thing that I didn't do, Josh, is I didn't name what I think is the first song. So if I find out that it's not, I'll stop it and I'll go, but I think this is the first song because that's the one you told me you liked the best, right?
Correct.
Okay. Guys, I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and play this song, and this is called Built with Sweat. This is Josh Baumgartner's song. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
Wide-eyed glow, U.S. Bank lights and a thunder show. Metrodome nights, targets and a roar. Dad said, son, you're built for more. Grandpa grease and iron hands, heavy metal roots and working man plans. From the dirt to the dream, engines calling his name. Josh Baumgartner, you could see that flame. 16 years old, hooked to the pool, 2002. Foot down full, that dirt track bite, that roaring sound. That's where Josh Baumgartner was finally found. He earned that foot name, didn't fake that climb. Built it with sweat, one bolt at a time. From mechanical mischief to the Bigfoot name. Driving these monsters on the world's biggest stage. Yeah, he paid those dues. Yeah, he stood his ground. Now the biggest name lets his wheels touch down. He didn't luck into it. He fought his way through. Josh Baumgartner, now he's driving it true. Books and blueprints, engineer mind, 3 degrees deep, still chasing that college grind. Bought that truck in 2016 from Jim Burns' Mechanical Mischief Machine. 2017 roll, debut run, steel met dirt and the crowd went numb. Built his name from the ground on up. Josh Baumgartner pouring dreams in his boy Mason's cup. 18-hour days, no sleep, no quit. 28 days just to finish it. February 1st, the chassis came. Josh Baumgartner built that beast and earned that name. He earned that foot name, didn't fake that climb. Built it with sweat, one bolt at a time. From mechanical mischief to the Bigfoot name. Driving these monsters on the world's biggest stage. Yeah, he paid those dues. Yeah, he stood his ground. USA 1 project, flames burning with magnitude right. Inspired young by legends reign. Josh Baumgartner's writing his own in the monster lane. From family roots to a worldwide stage. From a kid in the crowd to a driver's page. Now his son's next up, ready to go. Another generation ready to roll. Your not foot name, yeah, carve that line through dirt and steel and a burning grind. From long nights racing to the spotlight roar. Now Josh Baumgartner's driving something bigger than before. Yeah, he paid those dues, yeah, he stood his ground. Now the legend's name rolls through every town. He didn't look into it, he fought his way through. Josh Baumgartner, and he still proves it true. Yeah, he earned it. Every mile, every scar. Josh Baumgartner, now he's become the star.
There you go. Built with sweat right there about Josh Baumgartner. Steve Curcio, since you're online tonight, man, welcome to the show. And Steve, I definitely need to get a hold of you. If you would instant message me your phone number, I would love to have you on the show and talk about your history too in this business. So you're a very important part of this show, and I would love to interview you, Steve. So make sure that you instant message me on the page and give me that phone number, and I'll call you and we'll set up a date. But you know, Josh, I like I said, I build these songs for everybody, and I have Jeff Cook going to be on the show next month, and I built a song for him, and I sent it to him, and he's like, you know how he's got that deep voice, well, man, I'll tell you, you know, and he said, I've had numerous bands that I said I want a song made about me so I can play it, and he said, here it takes a radio show host that has no music ability in his body at all, and comes up with something that actually give me chills when I hear it, you know, and stuff like that. So what, and I'm not looking for praise or anything else, but what did it feel like to hear a song being made about you?
I honestly, I'd love to make it my ringtone. Like it was something I did not expect at all.
And you know, I get that out of everybody. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna make a song, okay, whatever," and they just don't understand the capabilities of this program that I have. Sure, I write the lyrics, that's fine, but the AI program is the hero here, man, and it just turns it in. It knows what I want, and it turns it into. Some of these songs are gold, man. I mean, they really are. I really love them a lot. So I emailed you those songs, so you should be able to download those and make it your ringtone.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now you're talking to somebody that's not real tech savvy, so you get with somebody that knows how to work their way around the tech world, and they can put that song on your ringtone, guaranteed, for sure.
I'll definitely be working on that.
So let's see here. So you get the call. I mean, you get the call that is the dream call of any monster truck driver that wants to be a part of Bigfoot. You know, maybe Bigfoot's not everybody's cup of tea. Okay, don't. I'm not slamming you because you're not driving for Bigfoot or anything like that. Y'all doing more with monster trucks than I ever will. You know, I mean, I was just the guy in the middle of the arena that announced you guys' names. You know, that's all I ever did. That's the closest I'll ever get. But the call, what did the call make you feel like that they were really interested in having you be a part of Team Bigfoot?
Yeah, I mean, the whole process was very thorough, very in-depth. You know, they went through a bunch of processes, not only online, you know, but also looking at my history, looking at how I interact with people, how I post on Facebook. You know, they're looking for basically a brand ambassador that will hold the highest standard.
Sure.
And, you know, it not only made me nervous, but I was just like, okay, what if I said something 5 years ago that they don't like? And, you know, it ended up all working out great. I didn't have anything, you know, that shied them away from me, but it shows how much care and respect they have for the legacy of the Bigfoot name and how they want it, you know, moved forward. So I was extremely humbled and honored that I was able to get through that, and had, you know, a couple phone calls with Bob and Ann Trent, talked with a lot of the guys at the shop, and then finally got that final, you know, phone call going, hey, we're going to move forward with you. And needless to say, that put an awful tight timeline on building a brand new truck.
Like 28 days, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
That's humping and bumping, brother. That is humping and bumping for sure, man.
Yeah, I picked up the chassis right at the end of January, and it went into the shop February 1st. And the first show was Ada, Oklahoma on February 28th.
Wow. So that first show, you know, here you are, been in the monster truck business forever. Drove a lot of famous trucks and stuff. Here's your first show behind the wheel of Bigfoot. Could we have fit a grease BB up your ass? Excuse my language, but that's just the way I'm going to say it.
Not a chance.
Oh, I believe it, man. I believe it. So talk to me about that intro. You're in the truck and you're ready to go, and they go, ladies and gentlemen, here he is driving a, you know, and blah blah blah. Give it up for Josh Baumgartner and Bigfoot. And there you are. What's going through your mind?
Well, it's, you know, over the years I've gotten very comfortable because I knew my truck extremely well. Mechanical Mischief, I knew every bolt, every quirk, everything to make that thing, you know, sing and dance at any show. Here I go into a show that this truck has never run more than idling in and out of the truck, and they let me hit a jump outside before the show just to make sure the shocks were okay. And we made some adjustments because they were a little stiff. And, you know, to go out and to say that I was calm was an understatement.
I bet you so.
You know, I've learned over the years, I do a breathing exercise when I, you know, get my belts put on and stuff like that. But then on top of that, they have me do a Bigfoot intro every show.
Right.
And that Bigfoot intro is completely different than any other show. Because they want me to go out and hit a jump and then park. So you're always taking a risk, breaking something, rolling over, something stupid happening. And when I finally got strapped in, made that first hit, turned and parked on the tabletop, that was the biggest relief of my life on that first show.
Right.
But, you know, it was a great thing. I had a hiccup that first show that ended up not allowing me to finish freestyle, which really made me upset. But I learned a lot because being a brand new truck, there'll be a lot of these little quirks that come up.
Sure.
For that show, for instance, I had a brand new engine, brand new fuel pump standoff, and the timing set, I had to use an adapter to go from the 5/8 hex to the quarter hex on the fuel pump standoff.
Right.
not knowing anything, I just put it together like I always do.
Uh-huh.
Well, when I hit the last jump in racing, the truck died. Couldn't figure out what happened. Wouldn't start, had fuel, had spark, wouldn't run. Couldn't figure out what it was. Called a buddy of mine, he goes, check the standoff. I pulled the standoff and the adapter slid out of the cam hole, so it wouldn't drive the fuel pump.
Oh.
And he sends me a picture and he goes, take a piece of shrink tube it just past where the adapter sits, and that'll never happen again.
Wow.
And to go even funnier, I helped the guys last weekend in Casper, Wyoming for the toughest tour.
Uh-huh.
And I got the crew for Jerry Beck, and Too Tall was running Dozer, brand new engine, does intros, parks, thing won't fire. Same exact thing happened to him.
Oh, wow.
So we were able to fix him, get him back into racing. He won racing, won freestyle, but it's just like, this can happen to anybody.
Right.
Like it's one of those things. Literally a 5-cent piece of shrink tube stopped that truck from running.
Doesn't it always seem like, even like I used to watch Airplane Repo and all that, and it was always a little $1.25 part or fuse or something like that that stopped this big, huge airplane from flying or the big monster truck from doing what it does, And it's always just that little stuff that it bites you in the butt.
That's exactly right,
man. So you say you credit the 137 shows in 2025 to driving the Bigfoot truck. Is that correct?
I do. Without them putting their trust in me and representing the name, I wouldn't have been able to do that many shows. Plain and simple.
Is that the most shows you've done in a year?
Yes. Yep.
That's a lot of shows, bro.
It was 44 weekends.
Oh, my God. And we got 52 weeks in the year. You had no time in that. Did your family even know who you were?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The crazy thing was July. The last 2 weeks in July, I did 14 shows in 18 days.
My goodness gracious.
It was all fair shows.
The headers were still warm.
Yes.
From every show was the motor was still warm. Wow, that's crazy. But those fair shows, man, they're fast, quick, and you're in and out.
Yeah, it takes more time to tire up and tire down than it does to run the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is the truth. So you say that Adam Anderson inspired you. Tell me why you say that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was the one that, basically said, if you want to get into this, here's 2 things to follow, and here's a truck I would recommend. And to this day, we still text and talk to each other every now and then. I was just at U.S. Bank Stadium a couple weekends ago.
Uh-huh.
And I stirred up quite a bit because I wore my Bigfoot shirt. And we took pictures in front of Gravedigger, and we talked after the show. And needless to say, I stirred up quite a bit. But he's Adam. Like, he's the same guy that was talking to me when I got started.
Right.
Like, and it's just, and for him to remember me, and never be too busy. And never forget to call back or never forget to text back, which I know he's incredibly busy and, needs time with his family and all of that. He always has.
Yeah.
So it just, and then to have all the guys around him. So first time I ever did this, when I bought tickets for Monster Jam in Minneapolis just a couple weekends ago, they had a meet and greet after the show. With all the drivers, and I've never done it. It was $60 per ticket. It's basically an extra ticket on top of the ticket prices. And I'm like, you know what? I've never done it. Let's try it. What do I have to lose? Because pit passes were 35. So it was just a little bit more than a pit pass. And I tell you what, that was the best experience I've ever had at Monster Jam.
Was it really?
It was incredible. And what was even crazier is they signed all the autographs and stayed for an extra 45 minutes and just hung out with us.
That's
like
pretty cool.
It was just like, Jim Kohler, Chris Kohler, you had Pags, you had Tristan England, you had Camden Murphy, Adam Anderson. Like, they were all there, and they had zero issues sitting down and just, hey, what are you doing? Where have you been? Where was your last show? Like, and to them say, oh yeah, I saw your highlight reel at Amarillo and I about lost it. I'm like, are you serious?
That's cool though, man, when you got them guys talking about you and stuff. But be honest with me, man, because I sure have tried, but it's not from lack from trying. But what are my chances of getting any of those guys to be on the show? Is Feld just not allow that?
It really depends. I've got all of their contact info. That was one of the neat things with them hanging out. Like, hey, here's my cell phone number. If you're ever in the area, give me a call. And to have that, to me, was priceless.
Of course.
Like, I'll never be able to have that kind of interaction and all of that. But the same token, Feld, I understand the business side of it.
Sure.
But some of it just, honestly, and you look at it common sense wise, it's like, come on, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if they would, but it never hurts to ask.
No, it doesn't. And I believe when I had Monster Truck Radio that Adam was on the show. It might have been his brother, but I think it was him.
Oh, Ryan.
Yeah, I think it might have been Adam, but I can't remember. And I did try to find that episode, but the platform they used to record the shows on is no longer in existence, and I lost all those Monster Truck Radio shows, man, and it just makes me so sad because I wanted to post them on this new show and get that going, So, no, I just, it's just like Jim Kohler. I did a show one time, and Jim Kohler was there at the show. And my memory from Jim Kohler was I was getting ready to interview him because he had just won. And all of a sudden, this guy comes flying over. I'm not no tall guy like you. This guy comes flying over the top of me, and he goes and grabs the microphone, and he rips the head right off the microphone. Because I'm one of those announcers, I do not give my microphone up. I'll hold it in front of you and let you talk as long as you want, but you're not going to take it out of my hand. Well,
yeah.
I held the microphone base, and Jim had the top of the microphone in his hand. And I was just like, what am I going to do now? And he looked at me and he goes, I don't know, man. I'm sorry, but I don't know what to do, So run over there and get the backup mic with the cord and all that. We finished off the interview. But, I mean, I want to represent Monster Jam, too, and I want to represent them in a fair way. I want to talk good about them. I'm not going to talk bad about them. I'm not going to diss them. I'm not going to do anything because that's part of the sport. That's part of this show, and I would love to get some of those guys on there. So maybe someday me and you need to sit down and talk.
Absolutely. I think, Jim and Chris Kohler would definitely, if they had the time and had everything set up, I think that would be a good start. The Pags, I think, would be an incredible start. Jamie Garner and his whole crew, I think, that would definitely work. At some point, I know Jamie's awesome. I love working with him over the last year.
Right.
So it's, I definitely think that, there's a lot of opportunity there.
Right. And, I mean, I've had BJ Johnson on there. I had Kevin King on there. And they were both at one time working for that. Now, they don't work for him no more, so maybe that's why. But me and BJ, we have a history, man. And he's the one that was a big instrument, him and Lindsay, of getting Kevin King on the show. And, man, Kevin and I talk like me and you are talking right now, that we've been friends and done shows forever. And I think maybe I done one show when Kevin was working for Wildfire Motorsports with him, and that's about it. There was no big history there, but man, it was just such a great time. And I don't want to diss nobody, man. I don't want to diss no companies. I want all the promoters to feel that they're welcome. This is an open forum, and I'm going to tell them one thing right now, whoever's listening. I ain't going to let one promoter talk bad about the other. The interview will be over. There is no dissing anybody on the show. We're talking about what they do in the motorsports business, how they got started, the backstory of their life in the motors, and that's what the show's based on. It ain't based on slamming this guy and all that other stuff, because I won't put up for it. I'll end the interview, and that'll be the last time I ever have you on the show. I mean, that's just the way it is. So, we just go from there and roll on. So maybe we can sit down one day, and maybe you can be the lead guy. And I used to have Jim Kohler's number, and I don't have it anymore. But maybe we can start someplace, and maybe you can open the door for me, man. That would be very greatly appreciated for sure.
Absolutely, anytime.
All right, buddy. So let's see here. Not only, ladies and gentlemen, is he a monster truck guy, but he's also a jet car guy, man. Let's talk about jet cars, man. Magnitude, what's up? Well, I didn't know that until I started doing some homework and stuff, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. This guy's done it all.
Yeah, that was actually, an opportunity that I never thought would have been in front of me.
Right.
It happened out of unfortunate circumstances. So I do a lot of EVA destruction shows through Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois. And one of the shows that I do every year, I've never missed, is La Crosse, Wisconsin.
What a great place.
It's the fairgrounds. This is the outdoor, not the indoor.
Okay, well, I did the indoor. Okay, so I don't know nothing about
I've done both. The outdoor one is in West Salem.
Okay.
And that's the La Crosse County Fairgrounds. And they have an incredible asphalt racing track. They have an inner small track and a big 8th mile. And they do an EVA destruction twice every year. So they have Smash-O-Rama, which is in June, and they have a EVA destruction, which is in September every year.
Uh-huh.
And going there, they would bring in jet trucks normally on the EVA destruction in September. And Bonnie and Oric Arnold, unfortunately, Oric is no longer with us.
Right.
But those two traveled all over the United States with a jet car that he built, and they would do what we call a meltdown show.
Right.
And they would, back the jet up to a car, bus, truck, van, whatever they had to burn, and they would melt it to the ground in a fiery flame show. And it was just incredible. They put on an incredible show, and they would always park right next to us in La Crosse. And so we'd have dinner together. We'd, stay overnight because they slept in their truck just like we did.
Uh-huh.
And we'd leave the next morning, and we'd go out for breakfast together. And we just became extremely good friends. And all of a sudden, I get a phone call from Bonnie saying that Oric passed away.
Oh, man.
And wasn't anything that he did. It was an accident on a military base. And, it was not his fault at all. It just, he got caught in the crossfire.
Oh, man.
And, I told Bonnie, I said, if there's anything we can do, don't be hesitant to give me a call. I said, if if you ever wanted to sell the jet, I'd love to carry on your guys' legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And about 4 months later, I get a phone call, and she's like, you need to come down here. So I jumped in a car. I drove down. It was about a 13-hour drive. And she walked us through the shop, and she said, I'm going to sell this to you, but you have to take everything. And I didn't know what everything meant until we started walking through, and there's 4 jet cars and enough parts to build a 5th.
Oh my God. Westinghouse jet motors? What are they?
J46.
J46s, yeah.
So I've got 2 of them that are in operable condition. One runs frequently, that's Magnitude.
Uh-huh.
Then Dino Dragon is in storage. It hasn't been run for a while. And then I have a 3rd engine as a spare.
Wow.
And they're all J46. So you remember the green Mamba?
Yeah.
So that was a J46 Westinghouse. So the motors that I have are identical to the green Mamba.
Wow.
And then the other 2 jet cars, one is a 63 Volkswagen Bug.
Really?
Yep, it's a tube chassis. It was a wheel stander. So remember there used to be a purple Bug that would go to the drag strip, and it had a wheelie bar on the back, and it had a V8 in the back of the car, and it would do a wheel stand the entire length of the drag strip. Well, that was his car. He built that back in the late 80s, early 90s. And he'd do tug-of-wars with it. I mean, it was just an incredible piece. Well, he got bored with it, apparently, and he took the V8 blower motor out of the back and put a T-34 helicopter engine in the back. Made a homemade afterburner, and everything's brand new. It's been in a few of the VW magazines over the years. And he was so scared that he never started it.
Really?
Yeah, so he did, like, I've got a notebook with all his notes, and the power to weight ratio was 4-to-1.
Oh my God.
So there was 4 horsepower for every 1 pound.
Oh my God. That is amazing.
He never ran it. The paint looks brand new. It's sitting in my shop. It's one of those things that if I ever get time, I would love to go through it, get it running. I guarantee you I will never run it down the drag strip like he was intending to.
Yeah.
But it would be an incredible piece to just get running and show off.
Just a nostalgic deal.
Yeah. And then he also built a jet-powered golf cart.
Wow. So that's like, what was his name? West. Didn't he have a jet-powered golf cart? Used to do all those shows for...
I don't know about that, but I know the Vaughters have the jet-powered quads. And they're the same engine as the quads. It's a little huffer motor.
Well, that was out of helicopter, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, now you're talking... you're a mechanic and you're very mechanically inclined, but you're talking about a completely different kind of beast. How hard was that to work on for you?
It was extremely difficult for me for 2 reasons.
Mike West. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Taylor. Mike West.
Yep, I remember Mike now.
Yeah, Mike West.
So with this jet, one thing that I didn't explain is when Bonnie called me and showed me, the jet was in pieces. So they brought the jet home from the show in La Crosse in September. That was always their last show for the year. And Oric completely stripped it down and started rebuilding it.
Wow.
And he had just finished the main motor parts before he died.
Wow.
And so I literally got handed a box of parts and said, "Good luck."
Wow.
Luckily, in that box of parts was the original service manual from the U.S. military.
Now, there you go. That helps out a bunch.
And what I found out, it is the last surviving paper copy of that manual in the world.
You better get to...
I have been offered mega dollars
Oh,
for
I believe
just
that.
that manual.
I believe that.
But it literally, that was what saved me. I spent, days and days and days going through every page of that book and was able to get enough information out of it to put it back together. But that was only part of the battle. Then when I went to go start it, it wouldn't run properly.
Uh-huh.
So I freaked out, not knowing what to do. And then, Casey Jones.
Uh-huh.
I was given his number from 2 or 3 different guys, and they're all like, "If you need help, this is the guy to call." And I called him, and over the phone for about 2 or 3 days, he walked me through what to do, and we had that thing singing.
Wow.
Ever since. And it has been an incredible piece.
Wow, that is amazing that, you just got like gifted that, for a price, but you got gifted the chance of buying the complete history of that gentleman, and then having to learn, because the clearances and stuff like that are just so much different on a jet than they are in a regular motor, correct?
Yeah, so one thing a lot of people don't understand is, so that jet actually grows as it runs.
Right.
So there's a main mount in the middle, right before the combustion chamber, that is solid mounted to the chassis. Then there is a pivoting mount on the front and a pivoting mount on the back. And you can actually measure it with a tape measure. After a run, the entire engine grows by almost 3/4 of an inch.
You're shitting me.
No.
Wow.
So the tolerances are not even, like, people don't gather, like, this thing runs at 900 C.
Damn.
So, metallurgy and all of that comes into play.
Yeah.
The hot end is made out of Inconel,
Uh-huh.
which is an alloy that most people have never heard in their life.
Right.
And it's extremely hard to work with. It's an extremely tough material to cut. And then on top of that, so if I were to take the hot end or the afterburner pipe off, the hot end is flush with the end of the motor.
Uh-huh.
And I forget how many blades are in the hot end. I want to say there's 35 or 40 of these tiny 3-inch tall blades. And on the bottom of them, they're what we call Christmas trees. And it's machined in, it's ground. It looks like a mini Christmas tree. And each one of those slide into a receiver groove on a big wheel on the back.
Uh-huh.
And they're locked in with a locking ring. But when you spin the motor over when it's cold, it clanks. It makes noise. It sounds like a wind chime.
Uh-huh.
And every one of those blades is ground so that when the metal expands, it fits the void perfectly. And if you wouldn't have done that, that entire wheel would crack.
Wow.
So, like, you talk about clearances, like, that's the stuff a lot of people don't understand. And one thing that Bonnie said to me, because she went and turned the motor over, and she goes, "Do you know why these are loose?" And I go, "Yeah, it's a clearance issue, because when they heat up, they expand." And she looked at me and she goes, "Well, I made the right choice on who I'm selling this to."
Wow, that's cool, man.
And the only reason I knew about that is because I used to work for a company called Current EDM,
Uh-huh.
and we built EDM drills for the aerospace industry, being General Electric.
Uh-huh.
And so our machines drilled all the cooling holes for those exact blades, but for commercial airlines. So that's where I learned, why they all were ground to a different tolerance. It was all because of tolerance stack up from the heat and the expanding metal.
Wow. Dude, you are so interesting to talk to, man. I could sit here and talk forever. I mean, just listening to the stories and the stuff that you know and the things that you've done. I mean, this is good stuff, man. I mean, this is a good show. Hello, Raul. How are you doing down there? I see you in there tonight. But, I mean, and you started out, which we didn't even cover, you was going to be a mechanical engineer. But I think that mechanical engineer background has helped you out in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, I was a professional student for 9 years. That was one thing that I was not expecting to do, but I originally went into college going for a bachelor's in mechanical engineering because that's what my father had. I graduated with a bachelor's, and then I ended up taking a minor in business management. And then some of my best friends back when I was in school were law enforcement officers.
Wow.
And when I got to know them, I wanted to work with them. So I went back to school and got my associates in law enforcement.
And that's not easy either.
No. The schooling was actually pretty standard. The academy is where things got interesting.
Sure.
So the academy was just over 9 months, and then it was another 2 years of schooling.
Wow, that's crazy, man. You've done a little bit of everything, my friend.
I certainly have.
That's one thing that when you go to the Great Monster Truck Show in the Sky, that people are going to say, you know what, he knew a little bit about everything. I'll guarantee you that right now.
That is for sure.
So I try to ask this question to everybody that's on the show. When your day comes, what do you want to be known for in this world? What kind of legacy do you want to be known for? What's your deal?
That goes back to the statement that I said before. Heroes are remembered, but legacies never die.
Right.
And that's one thing that for me, my father was one that would give the shirt off his back if he knew it would help.
Right.
He taught me everything that I use today on being able to make sure that truck always runs.
Right.
I guess my biggest, legacy that I would for sure like to be known is that when Josh showed up, the truck always ran.
Right.
And, that's what, one of Adam's very first things that he ever said to me. And I pray and hope that I can keep that as part of my legacy.
Well, that's good. Do you think that your son is going to follow in your footsteps?
He wants to in the worst way.
I'm
just hoping to tame him down just a little bit.
Well, he's young, and he wants to be like his dad already, and he's got to learn that there's a proper way to grow up, a proper channel to follow, and to get to where you are now. And you'll teach him that. You'll teach him the right way, because your father instilled the right way into you, and I do believe that your legacy too, part of your legacy is going to be your boy. I think that if monster trucks continue like they are, then there's always going to be, maybe they'll float over something. I don't know, what the future brings, but I think your son will be a part of it, because of the fact is that he wants to make you proud, and he wants to continue the legacy of the Baumgartner, man. I do believe that.
I agree.
I hope the best for him, I really do. And I would love to see him in action one day, and watch him learn from you, and you know, maybe he'll do what you do as far as you come out and you wave to the crowd, and then you go to the big jump, man. That's your standard key move, and it's a great one, man. It's just, you know, that's a way to start a show. This is who I am. How you doing? Now stand back and watch me drive.
Announcing your presence.
That's exactly it, man. Let them know that the big dog is in the house, brother. That's it. So, well, Josh, I tell you what, man, I so much appreciate you taking the time and talking with us. I learned a lot when I did my homework about you. You know, you don't get to know the person that much at the show because we're so busy at the show doing what we have to do to make the show run, and then you got to make that early morning airplane, or you guys got to get out there that night and go to the next show. So you never really get a chance to sit down and really find out what's all about the driver. And that's one of the reasons why I created this show, because I want to know your story. I want to know, and I want the people to know your story. I want them to know how interesting this guy really was, and I want them to be able to say, you know, Roller, I listened to that show the other night with Josh Baumgartner, and I learned more about monster truck drivers than I really knew about, or that was such an interesting show. I couldn't even take a break, you know, because he was just telling so many interesting stories. And you know, Taylor's on here and he says, "Love you, Josh. One of the most humble and greatest persons, best to work with in the business." And that's pretty cool, Taylor. That means a lot, because Taylor's been around the business for a long time, and he knows his stuff, man. And he knows who he likes to work with and who he doesn't. So, but I appreciate it. Would you come back on it another time?
Absolutely.
Good. Did we make the experience comfortable for you?
Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I love to hear that. I'm glad you liked the song, and you know, and you never know what the future brings. Maybe I'll run into you at another show, or maybe I'll run into you at the auction one day doing another display, and I would love to do that, man, and get you up to the auction, and because everybody really still to this day talks about what a gentleman you were and how easy it was to work with you and stuff like that. So that means a lot to me, because you know, these guys, they put their trust in me and they want somebody that's easy to work with, and I've always provided that with them, you know. I mean, we had Dan out there one time, and you know, they couldn't believe how nice of a guy Dan was and stuff. So Larry's been there, Dan, you know, I had Dave Reif out there at the sale one time. So you know, they're the guys, when they want a monster truck, they come to me because they know I can make sure that it's the right one.
I appreciate that. I hope I can come back out there again.
Oh, me too. And then if you come back out there, you're not staying at the hotel, man. The Roller Dome out here has an extra room, and you can just stay out here, and we'll burn a steak or two, and we'll sit around and talk stories and call people and make fun of them and do all that other stuff, you know.
Sounds like a blast.
All right, man. I appreciate you. You have a good night. And once again, thank you so much. And just have a great year, man. Enjoy what you're doing, okay?
Thank you. You too.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, you know, guys, that was a very, very strong interview. I really enjoyed that interview. It's been in the top 5 that I've had on the show. That's the kind of interviews that I want to bring to you guys. I want you guys to understand that what these guys really do in their lifetime to get where they are, and to the road of hard knocks that they've done and stuff, and it's just amazing. I mean, I learned stuff tonight that I couldn't even study up on. I mean, you know, that's the kind of show that I like to put on for you guys. So thank you very much for attending tonight and hanging out with us. As usual, I'll play a couple of more songs, and let's see here what we got. But, we got Alan Pizzo coming up on Wednesday. And, guys, that's going to be another great show. That's monster truck history right there, man. This man has been in the monster truck business for a long time. And he is very well known in the sport and very well appreciated and respected in the sport. So, it's going to be fun. It really is. It's going to be a good time. And, I can't wait for that one either. Bobby Holman. Let me just pull that out again, and I'll let you guys know who I have booked so far. So to finish off the month of February will be Alan Pizzo. Then we have Lindsey Johnson, BJ's wife, and what a great history there is there with the people that she's worked with, the trucks that she's worked on. We're going to get to find out what it's like to be a crew chief for a monster truck, and that's going to be an awesome. She's even going to get her own song too. And then of course we got Jeff Cook. Jeff Cook's been in the monster truck business for a long time, but now he's trying to carry the monster truck tradition on by having the Monster Truck Hall of Fame and the Monster Truck Museum and stuff, and he's got some great deals in there. I asked him the other day as we were talking. I said, Jeff, in the place, the building anywhere, is there a broom closet? And he said, well, yeah, there is. And I said, well, on the back door, is there anything on the back door? And he said, no. I said, well, in case I ever get voted in, would you save that for me? Because that's about as close as I'm ever going to get to the Monster Truck Hall of Fame. And I'm going to have to make it out there for one of those events because just the camaraderie. He said people are starting to come and stay longer now. They're coming in on Tuesdays and staying for the whole week and stuff like that. And just to be able to be with the culture of the start of monster trucks and stuff like that is just going to be amazing. So I look forward to Jeff Cook's interview. And then, of course, I got one of the bad boys, too, for Bigfoot, Larry Swim. He's going to be on the 8th, and we're going to talk about Monster X Tour days, and we're going to talk about Paul Schaefer days, and Larry's got a big legacy out there. He was a great driver, and then of course on the 11th we got Bobby Holman, Holman's Beast, and Cody Holman, his son, and this is their 40th year anniversary that they've been in the monster truck business, and they're running for Hot Wheels right now, and Bobby has done it all. I mean, he's been everywhere. I got a picture of Bobby in Alexandria, Louisiana, and he's in the Holman's Beast truck, and he's right behind me, and the truck is standing vertical in a wheelie, and it's right behind me, and it's the coolest picture. And then I got another one of Danny Torgerson and I and Dan Runtes jumping through the air on the Bigfoot truck. So, that's going to be a great show. I'm leaving the 15th, the 22nd, the 18th, and the 25th open right now because Mike Welsh is going to he's committed to be on the show. He's just got to find out what day he can do it. So I want to leave at least those 4 dates for him and see if he can make that work. If not, we'll get him in at another time. But and now maybe I found a contact to maybe get some of the Feld drivers on, which would be totally awesome, because I want Feld to feel like Feld is so huge. They don't really care what I feel, but I want them to feel like they are more than welcome at any time on this show, and we'll talk nothing but good with their drivers and about their shows and stuff like that. And then on the 29th, we got J.R. Adams, and J.R. Adams was a big part of Bigfoot for a lot of years, so we're going to have him on there. I think April, I'm going to open up some of the first hour of the month, just the 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock part, to the young guns in the auctioneering world, and I'm going to bring some of these guys on, and these are some of the guys that I work with, the young guys coming up, and these are the guys that's going to take my spot one day. But you know what? I've had a good run, and I want to be able to know that lane or whatever I have is going to be taken over and done well. And these young guys are just dynamite. But you know, I got people in mind of having them on the show, like Blake Sherman and different things like that, man. And we're gonna just Chris Miller, stuff like that. You know, these kids, Chad Lamb and Joaquin Crago and stuff like that. These kids are big dogs. They're going to be real big dogs one day, and I look forward to talking to them about their career in the auctioneering business, and that'll just be from the 6 to 7 part. But that'll be happening in April. I'm also going to bring on some world champion auctioneers, like my buddy Scott Goodhue. I got another friend that's a world champion ringman. His name's Vaughn Long. I'm going to have him on the show. And, you know, we're just going to kind of devote April, monster trucks and auctioneering and stuff, and put the two together. So we won't be doing a lot of music, but we're going to be talking about an industry that not too many people know about. So, and the good thing about it is our little girl Carter, she's grown up with a lot of these guys, so she'll know a lot of them that are in the house and stuff like that. So I know she'll be tuning into that and stuff. So that's what's happening for March. And then April, I told you, and we'll keep trying to build the right people in the right spots. So let's just see here what we want to play. I'm going to play this song right here. I haven't heard it in a long time. This is off of the Black Tie Soul album, and this song goes out to my brother, Raul De La Torre. This is about his Boattail Riviera, man. This is called Vader Prowls in the Night. We'll be back right here in a minute with Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
Back in 1982, cuando ese sueño se volvió real. Boattail, Midnight Black, brillando nuevo bajo la luna. Cuando ruge, la noche escucha. Back in 1982, yeah, saw that dream come true. When that Boattail caught his heart, midnight black and shining new. Louvers on the trunk, yeah, that year was 101. So subtle, so clean, esa belleza no se va jamás. Black leather seats, luxury and fire. From the moment he turned that key, that Riviera lit desire. And when that 455 starts humming, sientes la tentación venir. En la noche sin miedo a vivir. 'Cause Vader prowls in the night, rodando lento bajo street lights. Deep black pearl brillante y fiel, flotando suave como un sueño cruel. Black on black, pura obsesión. Sí, Vader prowls in the night, pura obsesión. Sí, Vader prowls in the night. Siente el ritmo, siente el poder. Cuando rueda no hay que temer. Bajo la luna sin explicación, Vader manda en la oscuridad, pura dominación. Side marker del istmo, nose BA grill, black and bumpers, front and rear, intimidación sutil. Air ride lighting low, automático al caer. Cuando pisa el boulevard, el mundo aprende a ceder. Pile spinning lento, 18 hacia atrás. Cada línea de ese cuerpo grita, Riviera jamás igual. And when that bassline starts to shake, toda la ciudad despierta otra vez. 'Cause Vader prowls in the night, rodando lento bajo street lights. Deep black pearl, fuego en la
sientas el viento de medianoche. Solo recuerda una cosa. El rey ha llegado.
Long live Vader, rey de los Night Owls. Long live Vader.
Well, that was I did some Latin crossover songs, and that was one of the Latin crossover songs. That was Vader Prowls in the Night, the Latin crossover version. So I will play Vader Prowls in the Night for you at another time, where you can hear the English way, but Raul, he loves both of them, and I seen him on here, and I thought, well, we might as well pay tribute to him. I got a real good friend that's watching the show right now. Hello, Bob Post. Long time no see, my friend. I hope you're doing well. We have to catch up someday and see how you're doing. So let's go back here, and let me look here. We're going to do... for some of you that just came on, I'm going to go ahead and play one more time my Cousin Debbie's song that we played for Robert Duvall. This is called He Became the Man. This is inspired by my cousin Debbie, so I'm going to make it her song. So here we go. This is He Became the Man, story about Robert Duvall, the actor that just passed away. You're listening to Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music. We're almost done with the show, and we strive to bring you the greatest shows we can and the greatest music possible. So we'll talk to you just here in a minute.
San Diego sun, 1931. Raised on rules in a Navy man's code, where duty's never done. And a polished nights, yes sir, and salutes. A young man standing tall, Harley boots on a gravel road. He heard a calling call. Traded rain for a stage in New York, just a dream in his hand. With Hoffman and Hackman chasing ghosts, just trying to be a man. Courtroom walls and empty plates, yeah, the struggle cut him deep. But a fire burned behind his eyes that never went to sleep. He didn't just play the part, he became the man. From shadows to the spotlight, you could feel it in his hands. From Boo Radley's sides to the Godfather's right hand, every role he ever touched, he became the man. First they saw him stand real still, didn't need a single line. But the world felt something shift that day in 1962's time. Then came power dressed in calm, Tom Hagen in the game, a quiet force beside the stone, respect without the fame. Then the sky lit up in fire, smell of napalm in the dawn, Kilgore riding through the chaos like a war that never's gone. He didn't shout to steal the scene, he just stood his ground. And somewhere in that silence, truth is always found.
From war-torn skies to family ties, you could feel it in his hands. From consigliere calm to a soldier's command, every role he ever touched, he became a man. Then he rode out west where the wild winds blow, with a cowboy's soul so free. Gus McCrae riding open range like a man we all believe. Dust and otter, heart and steel, stories in his eyes. Every mile of memory, every word of truth that rise. Tender mercies, broken roads, a whiskey-soaked regrets, found redemption in a quiet song the world won't soon forget. He held that gold in '83, but never changed his way. Still chasing truth in every role, still working to this day. Not just lights and cameras rolling, not just lines and names. It's the weight of every story and the truth behind the frame. He didn't just play the part, he became a man. From a soldier's road to Hollywood, to the heart of every fan. From the plains to the fight, to the silver screen stand. Yeah, every role he ever touched, he became a man. Yeah, he didn't chase the spotlight, it found him where he stood. A lifetime carved in honesty, and he played it like he should. He didn't chase the spotlight, oh, and he played it like he should.
There you go. What a great actor that man was, Mr. Robert Duvall. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Team USA, the hockey guys, man, for winning today. You know, they just did a great job. It was a battle the whole game, and to come back in overtime and win it, let's give them a big round of applause. Yeah, they deserve that, man, and I'm so proud of them. In my memorabilia collection, I have a jersey signed from the '80 Olympic team, and I got to work real hard on trying to get one for 2026. So, congratulations, Team USA. I haven't heard anything on the bobsled yet, and I don't want anybody to tell me because I'm going to go upstairs and watch that. So, we're going to go ahead and finish out this show with one more song, and then we're going to go to our outro. But I just want to let you guys know how much I love you, man. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening to Josh. What an amazing man that he really is. His son needs to really realize the accomplishments that his dad has done in his lifetime, and I'm sure he does. But that's an amazing deal right there. So congratulations, and thank you very much, Josh, for being on the show. I appreciate it very much. Lugnuts, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and play one more song and go right into the outro, and then we're done for the night. So remember, we'll be back Wednesday at 6 o'clock with some more music, and then we'll be talking to Alan Pizzo. So on behalf of myself, me, and I, thank you very much for helping me make this baby grow. It's getting bigger and bigger all the time, and that's because of you, my lug nuts. So I look forward to our next show and talking to you guys again. This is Roller. I'm out of here. Talk to you later. Goodbye.
For 8 long years now, I hope you're doing fine. I'd give anything to see you just one more time. I'd love to come and visit, sit and talk a while, but I know that road's not mine yet, at least not for a while. Every night before I lay me down, whisper your name and I close my eyes. I talk to God and I hold on tight to the promise waiting on the other side. So tell everyone high in heaven, tell them I still miss them too. Tell them I'm holding on down here, doing the best I can do. I know we'll sit down someday and catch up like old friends do, but for now tell everyone high in heaven until I get there too. I pray to you each evening before I fall asleep. Some nights I smile at the memories, some nights I still weep. Time keeps moving forward, but love don't ever fade. It's written in my heart now, in every prayer I say. I feel you in the quiet moments, in the stars and morning light. That's what keeps me standing strong when I'm missing you tonight. So tell everyone high in heaven, tell them I still miss them too. Tell them I'm holding on down here, doing the best I can do. I know we'll sit down someday and catch up like old friends do, but for now tell everyone high in heaven until I get there too. The only thing that keeps me going when the nights feel cold and long is knowing this goodbye ain't forever, it's just a little farther on. So tell everyone high in heaven, tell them I'll be there someday. Save me a seat at the table, there's so much I still need to say. We'll laugh and cry and catch up like we never missed a day or two, but for now tell everyone high in heaven and I'll see you when I do. Tell everyone high in heaven.
All right, everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Pedal to the Metal. I want to send out a huge thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in and supporting the show. I also want to thank all of our amazing sponsors. You're the ones that help keep the wheels turning. and we truly appreciate you. Be sure to join us every Wednesday and Sunday. We kick things off with music at 6 p.m. each night, and the full show starts at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Until next time, keep the pedal down, heads high, and we'll see you at the next show.